Just started university, and my beautiful tutor turns out to be the mother of my child. This video is purely for entertainment and does not infringe on copyrights or laws. The rights to the novel and image belong to the original author. We do not claim ownership. Don't like waiting and want to listen to this fanfic in full now? Subscribe to our Patreon, where you'll find the best fanfics. Chapter 1126 Family Status. You guys are fine. I'm the only one who's still single in the whole dormitory. Chen Dongyun said bitterly. Fourth brother, you're fine, you still have a professor. Suhi said. What professor? Chen Dongyun said puzzledly. It's the professor you licked last time so hard that he forgot we were late. I think he likes you very much. Keep going. I'm rooting for you. Suhi said nonsense seriously. Chen Dongyun. Ha ha ha. Lin Feng and Chen Kun couldn't help laughing when they thought of that professor. The old professor really liked Chen Dongyun very much? Third brother, you're wrong. I ran around for you tonight for nothing. You're so ungrateful. I'm going to break up with you. Chen Dongyun said with a pretended look of anger. Oh, okay, I was wrong. At most, I'll find a way to get you here to talk to Xiaoyu and get you a regular job soon. Suhi said hurriedly. That sounds like human language. You said it, my lifelong affairs are in the hands of you brothers, please help me get out of the misery of being single. I want a sweet love, too. Chen Dongyun sighed. Ha ha ha. Several people laughed in the dormitory, so harmonious. Time flies. It's already Friday afternoon, and the happy weekend is here again. Lin Feng is standing downstairs of the School of Finance, waiting for Zhang Yuxi to finish class. After picking up Zhang Yuxi, they will go home. Lin Feng has already told his parents that he will go home for dinner tonight. I guess Joe Killen is already preparing dinner. I haven't been home for a few days, and I can finally go back to my own territory to relax. Ding-ling-ling, ding-ling-ling, ding-ling-ling. The bell for the end of get out of class rang soon. The classmates swarmed out. It was probably the happiest time for all the students. After all, I've been in class for a whole week, and it's finally the weekend. I can finally sleep in, make a date, and go shopping. After waiting for a while, Zhang Yuxi soon appeared in Lin Feng's sight. She saw Lin Feng from a distance, so she smiled sweetly. This smile made the boys next to her stunned. But when they saw Zhang Yuxi walking towards Lin Feng with a smile on her face felt as uncomfortable as if she had eaten shit. Alice. No matter how good the goddess is, she belongs to someone else. It's too difficult. Zhang Yuxi and Lin Feng don't know other people's psychology. At this time, Lin Feng also went to Zhang Yuxi's side. Reached out and took the textbook from Zhang Yuxi's hand. Wife, you have been in class for a day, are you tired? Lin Feng freed up one right hand to tidy up Zhang Yuxi's hair, and said gently. Not tired. Zhang Yuxi said mischievously. Haha. Not tired, that's good. Mom should have been cooking for us. Let's go, let's get in the car and go home. Lin Feng said with a smile. Okay, husband. Let's go home. Zhang Yuxi said mischievously, sticking out her tongue. Then Lin Feng opened the door and the two got in. The students passing by saw this scene and their eyes were full of envy. Handsome men and beautiful women, luxury cars. The big winner in life. Why not me? Many people thought unwillingly. No, I will continue to go to the library to read books tomorrow and work hard. All these will be available in the future. There will be bread and milk. Several boys cheered themselves up in their hearts. As for Lin Feng and Zhang Yuxi, after they got in the car, Lin Feng thoughtfully helped Zhang Yuxi fasten her seat belt. Then he stepped on the accelerator. Boom! The Mercedes-Benz G roared out with a roar. It soon disappeared in front of everyone. A classmate who passed by saw this scene, shook his head and sighed. You can't compare. Comparing people will only make you angry. Lin Feng and Zhang Yuxi went all the way to the community and soon returned to the community. After parking the car, they took the elevator upstairs. Ding-ling-ling. Lin Feng unlocked the door with his fingerprint. Bang! After the two entered the door, Lin Feng closed the door casually. Mom! We are back! Lin Feng shouted while changing his shoes. Hey! Is it Lin Feng and Yuxi? Joe Killen's voice came faintly from the kitchen. Lin Feng and Zhang Yuxi changed their shoes, put their things on the sofa, and walked towards the kitchen. Mom, we are back. Lin Feng saw his mother Joe Killen was cooking soup, so he said. Well, I'm back. The soup will be ready soon, and we can have dinner soon. Joe Killen said with a smile. Well, where's my dad? Lin Feng looked around and didn't see his father Lin Dashan, so he asked. Your dad is in the study. He said he was handling the advertising company's affairs remotely. Go call him out, dinner will be ready soon. Joe Killen said. Okay, I'll go call my dad out for dinner. After Lin Feng finished speaking, he turned and walked towards the study. Knock knock knock. After Lin Feng knocked on the study door, he opened the door and walked in. Dad, what are you busy with? Lin Feng asked casually in front of Lin Dashan. Huh? It's you, kid, you're back. Lin Dashan looked up and glanced at Lin Feng, and said casually. Well, what are you busy with? My mom said you were handling the advertising company's affairs remotely. What's the matter, do you need my help? Lin Feng asked casually. Can you? Huh? Yes, you can. Come on, that's great, help me take a look at this advertising plan. Is there any problem? Lin Dashan originally wanted to say, you can do shit, and then suddenly remembered, Lin Feng really can do it. So he immediately changed his words. Dad, my mom asked me to call you out for dinner. There's no rush. I'll help you later. Otherwise my mom will come over and beat you up later. Lin Feng couldn't help but smile bitterly when he saw his father Lin Dashan's anxious look. Oh. Okay, let's go eat first, and then you can help me after dinner. When Lin Dashan heard that it was Joe Killen who asked him to go out for dinner, he nodded immediately. There was nothing he could do. Joe Killen was the one with the highest status in this family. Now the second is Zhang Yuxi, then Lin Dashan, and finally Lin Feng. Poor Lin Feng. It's too difficult. Then Lin Dashan put down the things in his hands, and the two of them went out. Come on, go wash your hands, and then eat. Joe Killen said as soon as she saw Lin Dashan and Lin Feng. Then the family sat at the dining table and prepared to eat. Son, it's time to prepare for the National Day holiday. Your father and I plan to go back to Shanghai. You and Yuxi, are you two going to stay here or go back together? After eating a few bites of the meal, Joe Killen looked at Lin Feng and Zhang Yuxi and said. Chapter 1127 Dark History. Well, I've discussed with Yuxi, and I'll go back with you for a few days. Maybe there will be other things to do by then, so we'll make arrangements. Lin Feng looked at Zhang Yuxi and said. Yes, but what else do you have to do? Running around all day long? Joe Killen asked. Well, maybe we have to go to Taiwan, but I'm not sure yet, so we'll see what happens when the time comes. Lin Feng replied. Go to Taiwan. Why are we going there? For tourism? Joe Killen asked in confusion. It's like this, Joe invited us to attend his concert. Oh, that's the star who came to Yuxi and I's engagement party last time. You should still remember him, right? Lin Feng said. Oh, that's the popular star. Remember, last time, he came all the way to attend your engagement party. Since he invited you to his concert this time, just go. It's a matter of reciprocity, so we can't lose our manners. Joe Killen thought for a moment and said. Yes, if there's nothing else to do, we'll go. By the way, how about you and my dad go too? Just treat it as a family trip. Lin Feng thought for a moment and said. Oh, it's so far away. I just returned to Shanghai and I have to leave again. Forget it. It's better for you two young people to go. Joe Killen thought for a moment and said. Okay, there's still time. If you and my dad want to go, we can go together. Lin Feng said. That's fine. We'll talk about it later. Joe Killen said casually. Then the family chatted casually while eating, laughing from time to time, in harmony. After dinner. After Lin Feng and Zhang Yuxi helped to clean up the table, the family sat on the sofa, watching TV, eating fruit and chatting after dinner. Oh, by the way, Mom and Dad, I have something to say hello to you. After Lin Feng ate an apple, he suddenly remembered this and spoke. Huh? What's wrong? Joe Killen and Lin Dashan looked at Lin Feng with a puzzled look. It's like this. I told Yuxi's roommates that we would come to our house tomorrow and visit you and my dad. So I told you. Lin Feng said casually. Oh, I thought you were going to do something. Nothing, welcome to our house. Then I'll buy some vegetables tomorrow and cook for you. Joe Killen said. Oh, Mom, I'll do it. Yuxi and I will just go buy vegetables tomorrow. Those guys just want to eat the food I cook. Lin Feng said helplessly. Hey, is that so? That's great. Mom can also eat a meal cooked by my son. Joe Killen was stunned for a moment and laughed. Mom, look at what you said. If you want to eat, your son will cook it for you anytime. Lin Feng touched his nose and said with a wry smile. Oh, you little brat. Why didn't you say you were going to cook for me? Are you looking down on me? Lin Dashan said unhappily. Lin Feng. Dad, you're here to join in the fun. Okay, what do you want to eat? I'll make it for you tomorrow. Is that all right now? Lin Feng said helplessly. Ha ha ha. Lin Feng looked helpless, which made Joe Killen and Zhang Yuxi laugh. You still have some conscience. It's worth it that I loved you so much when you were a child. Lin Dashan said contentedly. Dad, don't mention things from your childhood, we are still good brothers. Lin Feng said speechlessly. Every time Lin Dashan mentioned things from his childhood, Lin Feng had a shadow in his heart. Get lost. Who are you talking to? How can you talk to me like this? Did I love you when I was a child? Who had the bed when he was a child and cried and asked me to clean it up? Lin Dashan glared at Lin Feng and said dissatisfiedly. Lin Feng. Lin Feng was speechless. He didn't dare to answer again. Otherwise, his father Lin Dashan might tell him some black history of his childhood. Where would he put his old face? Ha ha ha. Joe Killen and Zhang Yuxi were amused by the conversation between the father and son again. Okay, you kid, come with me to the study. Help me take a look at the advertising plan just now. Lin Dashan glanced at Lin Feng and said casually. Okay, let's go. Lin Feng stretched and said casually. Hey, stinky boy, you have to be serious later. Big business, if you do this order well, you can eat for a year. Seeing Lin Feng so casual, Lin Dashan said with dissatisfaction. Okay. Isn't it enough for me to be serious? Lin Feng had to speak seriously. Then the two got up and went into the study. Here, this is the plan. Also, these are the requirements from the owner, take a look at them. If this plan doesn't work, you can help me make another one. After entering the study, the two sat down, and Lin Dashan handed a pile of information to Lin Feng and said. Okay, I'll take a look first. After Lin Feng took the information, he carefully flipped through it. Lin Dashan looked at Lin Feng on the side, waiting anxiously in his heart. Lin Feng looked at the advertising plan carefully, frowning from time to time, and stretching from time to time. He took the owner's requirements and took a few glances. After about 15 minutes, Lin Feng put down the information in his hand. How is it? Is this advertising plan okay? Lin Dashan asked hurriedly when he saw Lin Feng stopped. Lin Feng looked up at his father Lin Dashan, his eyes were a little complicated. Dad, what are you going to use this advertising plan for? Lin Feng looked at Lin Dashan and asked. Why do you suddenly ask this? It was commissioned by the owner. The owner is a cosmetics company. They said they are going to participate in some international exchange conference and will broadcast it at the venue. Although Lin Dashan was a little confused, he still told Lin Feng what he knew. Just as I expected. From the requirements provided by the owner, it can be roughly seen that it is to be used at the venue or on the big screen. There is a time limit, so the requirements require that the content must be concise and the theme must be highlighted. Lin Feng said slowly. Lin Dashan. Just get to the point. Why are you talking about all this nonsense? Lin Dashan said angrily. Lin Dashan was so anxious, and Lin Feng was still talking nonsense. Chapter 1128 Exploiting Class. Dad, I'm analyzing it for you, don't be anxious. Lin Feng said helplessly. Just tell me if the plan is feasible. Lin Dashan said directly. No. This time, Lin Feng answered directly. Okay, the new plan is up to you. I'll go out and watch TV first. Lin Dashan replied immediately. After that, he walked out of the study without waiting for Lin Feng to speak. Lin Feng. Lin Feng's mind was a little messy at this time, and he was alone in the study with a confused face. It turned out that his father was waiting for him to say this. It's two pit. This should be the legendary pit. Alice. I am free labor. Lin Feng felt extremely bitter. Shaking his head, Lin Feng had no choice but to help his father Lin Dashan again to make an advertising plan. Fortunately, he has the ability of a god-level advertising plan, otherwise it would be miserable. How long will it take? Lin Feng shook his head, expelled the distracting thoughts in his mind, and quickly typed on the computer keyboard. While Lin Feng was looking through the information on Lin Dashan's computer, He combined the current actual situation with some novel ideas from his previous life. About an hour later. Huh? Lin Feng stretched and breathed a long sigh of relief. Huh? Finally done. This dad is really something. He actually left me and ran out to watch TV, a hands-off boss. Lin Feng shook his head and muttered to himself. After Lin Feng clicked to save the file, he got up and walked out of the study. Ha ha ha. Yuxi, look at that person, it's so funny, ha ha ha. Dot. Lin Feng just walked into the living room and heard the laughter of his mother Zhang and Zhang Yuxi. And his father Lin Dashan was also smiling beside him. It turned out that he was the only coolie. Lin Feng walked to the sofa with a bitter face and sat down. Dad, put away your advertising plan. Lin Feng poured himself a glass of water and said. You finished it so quickly, kid. Lin Dashan came back to his senses and looked at Lin Feng, saying in surprise. Well, you can watch it yourself later. Lin Feng said after taking a sip of water. Okay, I'll finish this show and watch it later. Lin Dashan said casually, his eyes never leaving the TV. Seeing this, Lin Feng smiled helplessly. After watching a few TV series, Lin Feng felt bored, so he picked up his phone and walked out to the balcony. After thinking for a while, he dialed Su Jing's number. The phone rang a few times before it was connected. Hello, Mr. Lin. Su Qing's voice came from the other end of the phone. Well, it's me. I called you so late because I wanted to ask if all the work you mentioned before has been arranged. Lin Feng said lightly. Yes, Mr. Lin, I was just about to call you to report, but you called first. I have arranged everything. Considering Mr. Lin's schedule, I have scheduled the interview for mid-level and above management at 3:30 tomorrow afternoon, and as for the factory site, I have made an appointment with them at 9:30 the day after tomorrow morning, which is Sunday morning. Mr. Lin, do you think this time is suitable? If it is not convenient for you, then I will change the time. Su Qing said. Yes. Tomorrow afternoon, the day after tomorrow morning. Okay, let's arrange it like this, no need to change it. Lin Feng hesitated for a moment and said. Okay, Mr. Lin, then I will arrange it like this. Su Qing said respectfully. Yes, by the way, the company hasn't been renovated yet, right? Where is the interview scheduled for tomorrow? Lin Feng suddenly remembered this and asked. Oh, by the way, I was so busy these days that I almost forgot about it. The company is indeed not renovated yet. I rented a small office next door as a temporary office space. Now we are all working there. Wait until the company is renovated, then move in. Sorry, Mr. Lin. Forgot to tell you this. Mr. Lin, I'll pick you up tomorrow morning. Su Qing said apologetically. Oh. It's okay, then you can send the address of the temporary office to my mobile phone, and I'll go there myself tomorrow afternoon. Lin Feng said casually, and his voice could not tell whether he was happy or angry. Mr. Lin, this. I'll pick you up. Su Qing hesitated and said. Su Qing was obviously afraid that Lin Feng would be angry about what happened just now. After all, Lin Feng is the big boss. It was indeed her fault for not informing Lin Feng about this matter. Su Qing felt a little uneasy. Okay, it's okay. I can drive there myself tomorrow, so you don't have to make another trip. Also, I don't blame you for what happened just now, don't worry. Work hard, and you'll know what kind of person I am in the future. Okay, that's it. It's getting late, go to bed early, and do the work tomorrow. Lin Feng said. Oh, okay, Mr. Lin. Su Qing said with some entanglement in her heart. Well, hang up, see you tomorrow. Lin Feng said casually. Okay, Mr. Lin, I have sent the temporary office address to your mobile phone. See you tomorrow. Su Qing said hurriedly. After hanging up the phone, Lin Feng shook his head and smiled. Sure enough, the subordinates are afraid of the boss. I am also on the road of the exploiting class. Since I have something to do tomorrow afternoon, let Chen Dongyan and others come over at noon, have a rest after lunch, and then go for the interview. The time is just right. So he took out his mobile phone and called Chen Dongyan. Hey, boss, what's wrong? Don't tell me you're not free tomorrow, my delicious food is gone. As soon as the call was connected, Chen Dongyan hurriedly said. Lin Feng. Boss, talk, don't scare me. Woo woo woo. Chen Dongyan continued. Okay, stop shouting, yes. Come early tomorrow and have lunch. I have something to go out this afternoon. Lin Feng said unhappily. Is that so? Oh, it's okay to come early. That's good, that's good. Hei. Chen Dongyun was relieved and said with a lewd smile. Disgusting. Okay, tell Lauer and the others. By the way, let them notify Su Anna and the others. Lin Feng laughed and scolded. Okay, no problem. By the way, boss, that's it. I want to eat the braised sparrows from last time. Hei. Chen Dongyun said meanly. Okay, I'll do it for you. Lin Feng said unhappily. After a few more words, the two hung up the phone. Lin Feng smiled and walked back to the living room from the balcony with his phone. Chapter 1129 The Forgotten Little Surprise. Huh? Lin Feng sat down next to Zhang Yuxi. Honey, what's wrong? Zhang Yuxi asked in a low voice. Nothing, there's something going on at the pharmaceutical company tomorrow. I asked Chen Dongyun and the others to come over for lunch. After that, I have to go out for a while. Lin Feng looked at Zhang Yuxi and smiled. Oh. Do you need me to accompany you there tomorrow? Zhang Yuxi asked softly. No, you just rest at home. I can go there by myself. It's just some work. Oh, by the way, I have to go out on Sunday too. Lin Feng touched Zhang Yuxi's little head and said. Okay then. Don't be too tired. Zhang Yuxi said in a low voice. Yeah, it's okay, don't worry. Lin Feng replied. Then, the family watched the variety show together. Zhou Qilin and Zhang Yuxi laughed continuously. Wife, it's getting late, go take a shower and go to bed. Lin Feng said to Zhang Yuxi who was standing beside him. Ah. Well, I'll go after watching this. Zhang Yuxi said while looking at the TV. Lin Feng shook his head. This woman seemed to be cut from the same mold. They all like to watch these variety shows. After watching for a while, the show finally ended. Huh? It's almost 11 o'clock. It's so late. Son, Yuxi, you guys should take a bath and go to bed. Zhou Qilin looked at the clock on the wall and said. Okay, Mom, you and my dad should also take a bath and go to bed early. Don't stay up too late. It's not good for your health. Lin Feng said. Okay, I know. We'll go right away. Zhou Qilin waved her hand and said. Then Lin Feng and Zhang Yuxi went upstairs. After taking a bath, the two lay on the bed to rest. There was no conversation all night. Early the next morning. Ding-ling-ling, ding-ling-ling, ding-ling-ling. The alarm clock kept ringing. Lin Feng closed his eyes, reached out to the alarm clock on the bedside table, and turned it off. After sleeping for a while, Lin Feng slowly opened his sleepy eyes. He picked up the alarm clock and took a look. It was already 7:30 in the morning. Lin Feng was a little confused. It was already 7:30. Today, his mother Zhou Qilin didn't come to wake him and Zhang Yuxi up for breakfast? Today was a little abnormal. At this time, Lin Feng's door was knocked. Dong dong dong. Son, Yuxi, breakfast is ready, hurry up and have breakfast. Zhou Qilin's voice sounded outside the door. Oh, hey. Lin Feng couldn't help laughing. He just finished saying why his mother didn't come to call people today, and she came now. It's true that the devil appears as soon as you mention the devil. Mom, I know, I'll get up now. Lin Feng replied to the door. Okay, then you guys get up quickly. Breakfast will get cold later. Zhou Qilin said. After that, she turned around and went downstairs. Zhang Yuxi shook her eyelashes under her eyes and slowly woke up. Hubby. Did Mom come to call people just now? Zhang Yuxi said in a daze. Well, wife, you're awake. Yes, Mom just came to call us to get up and have breakfast. Lin Feng said with a gentle face. Yeah. Then let's get up. Zhang Yuxi woke up completely and said. Well, okay. Lin Feng replied. Then the two got up and washed up. After washing up, the two went downstairs to have breakfast. After the family finished breakfast together, Lin Feng and Zhang Yuxi helped to clean up and wash the dishes. After sitting on the sofa for a while, Lin Feng suddenly remembered the stock. It's been so long, and I haven't looked at it. I almost forgot about it. It seems that it's because I don't lack money. I saved for a long time when I didn't have money before. I originally wanted to make the first pot of gold from this stock and lay the foundation for my own business. As a result, I won the jackpot later, and I cared less and less about this matter. After all, a few million is really just a small amount of money for Lin Feng. Thinking of this, Lin Feng walked to the study and planned to take a look. When it's almost done, I'll put it up for sale. Lin Feng came to the study, turned on the computer, and logged into the stock software account. Clicking on the account balance, a long string of numbers appeared on it. Ones, tens, hundreds, thousands, 10,000, 100,000, 1 million, 10 million. Oh my god. 8 digits. There are so many? I remember it should have been only a few million before. This should be a forgotten little surprise. Lin Feng thought with some surprise. It has risen so much all of a sudden, it is indeed a big bull stock. It seems to have reached the outbreak stage. Lin Feng looked through it and found that yesterday's return was negative 10%. Then he looked at the K-line chart again. Is it about to reach the collapse period? Exclamation mark. This time it hit the limit down, and there are still many people who think that it is the dealer who suppresses and collects chips. Lin Feng used the master-level investment and financial management technology to see that this is just a figure deliberately drawn by experts to confuse retail investors. This is about to collapse, and the retail investors who rush into the market now are definitely the ones who take over. The green leaks are about to be harvested. Judging from the situation, the dealer will probably push the stock price to the daily limit next Monday, and then when the news comes out the next day, it will probably crash directly. If they are more ruthless, they will directly hit the ceiling and floor on Monday, and bury everyone alive. Tisk tisk tisk. The dealer of this stock is too vicious. Lin Feng did not hesitate, and directly set up 5 points, 8 points, and 9 points on Monday to sell. Because today is the weekend and the market is not open, Lin Feng can only set an automatic sell first, and when the stock price reaches that position on Monday, it will be automatically sold. The reason for selling in batches and setting different prices instead of setting the daily limit is to be safe. If you covet that little money, it is very likely that Lin Feng will not be able to escape. After all, the amount of money Lin Feng has is not a small amount. If the dealer refuses to accept it, Lin Feng will not be able to get out at all and become a long-term shareholder. This is something that Lin Feng will not allow to happen. If he has the master-level investment and financial management ability and is cut by leaks, then Lin Feng will have no face to see people. No face to face the system, no face to face the people of Jiandong. After setting it up, Lin Feng checked the K-line and the latest news again. After confirming that everything was correct, he closed the account. Just wait for the automatic sale on Monday. By then, it will be another considerable sum of money. After all, Lin Feng's Yuxi pharmaceutical company has just started, and money is needed everywhere. 20 million. Not too much, not too little. It can be used to the extreme. After turning off the computer, Lin Feng walked out of the study in a good mood. As for the retail investors and other people in that company, it is none of Lin Feng's business. Investing in stocks is originally a very risky thing. I don't have the ability to rush in greedily at this time. Then being buried alive is also my own fault, and I can't blame others. There must be something hateful about pitiful people. This is what I mean. Lin Feng shook his head and stopped thinking about these things. He walked into the living room and saw his mother Jacqueline and Zhang Yuxi sitting on the sofa, still watching the variety show they watched last night. The two laughed from time to time, obviously they were amused. Lin Feng was a little helpless, and he didn't know why these boring and brainless variety shows were so popular with female audiences. Then he took out his mobile phone and checked the time. It was already 9 o'clock in the morning. It was almost time to go out and buy groceries. Chapter 1130 Supermarket Shopping. Wife, it's 9 o'clock, let's go out and buy groceries. Lin Feng said to Zhang Yuxi, who was watching TV intently. Buy groceries. Okay, let's go now. Zhang Yuxi was stunned for a moment and said. Buy groceries. Can you two go? Do you want me to go with you? Jacqueline also looked and came over to say. Mom, no, Yuxi and I can go alone. Lin Feng said. Okay, you two be careful on the road. Jacqueline said. After saying that, she turned around and went back to watch TV. Then, Zhang Yuxi got up, and Lin Feng and her, the two of them, took their wallets and car keys and set off. They took the elevator to the underground parking lot, got in the car, and went all the way to the supermarket. Wife, we haven't gone out to buy groceries together for a few days. Lin Feng said casually while driving. Yet, recently, my mom has been buying groceries and cooking. I feel like my mom comes here to cook for us. Zhang Yuxi said with a smile. He. Silly girl, if your mom hears you saying this, she will beat you. Lin Feng said with a smile. Soon. The two arrived at the underground parking lot of a large supermarket chain nearby. After parking the car, Lin Feng held Zhang Yuxi's hand, and the two took the elevator to the supermarket on the third floor. Husband, what should we cook today? Zhang Yuxi asked as she walked. Well, let's make some braised sparrows, Chen Dongyan kept talking. Lin Feng said with a smile. Okay, then let's go buy meat first. Zhang Yuxi said and jumped to the meat area. Lin Feng followed behind with his shopping cart and shook his head and smiled. This little fool, sometimes he really looks like a child. Silly, so cute. Honey, there are so many kinds of ribs here, which one should we buy? Zhang Yuxi pointed at the ribs on the meat rack and said. Hey. We want to buy this kind, ribs. Lin Feng reached out and took a package of ribs and said. Then the two bought a bunch of side dishes. There were seafood and river fish. Anyway, they filled up a shopping cart. Finally, Lin Feng and Zhang Yuxi went to the fruit and vegetable area and bought a cart full of fruits. Now, they each pushed a shopping cart, which was full. Oh, honey, did we buy too much? How are we going to take it back later? Zhang Yuxi looked at the two large shopping carts and said with a tangled face. Well, it's really a hassle. Lin Feng thought about it and said. At this time, the supermarket staff on the side seemed to see the embarrassment of the two people. Walked over to the two people. Sir, madam, do you need help here? The staff said enthusiastically. I suddenly realized that I bought too many things, and it's not easy to carry them back later. Lin Feng looked up at the supermarket staff and said. That's okay. As long as the purchase is over 500 yuan, our supermarket provides door-to-door delivery service. After you two pay the bill, leave a delivery address and contact number, and we will deliver the goods to your door immediately later. The supermarket staff said enthusiastically. Huh? It can actually be delivered to your door. Okay, please help me push these two carts of things to the cashier first. I'll go buy some more things and check out together later. Help me deliver the goods to my door later. Lin Feng was stunned for a moment, and Zhuan immediately smiled and said. I didn't expect that the supermarket would start providing door-to-door delivery service at this time. Okay, you have vision and a future. Lin Feng thought to himself. Okay, sir. The supermarket staff replied. Then he waved to call another worker to help push Lin Feng's shopping cart to the cashier. Lin Feng and Zhang Yuxi pulled a shopping cart again and continued shopping. Since they didn't have to carry the things themselves, they should buy more. Lin Feng thought unkindly. So the two returned to the snack area and bought a lot of snacks that Zhang Yuxi liked to eat, filling up a large cart. The two pushed the shopping cart to the checkout counter with satisfaction. After paying the bill, Lin Feng left the delivery address and contact information. The supermarket staff said that they would arrange for someone to deliver it immediately. Afterwards, Lin Feng and Zhang Yuxi walked out of the supermarket with satisfaction. After the two casually strolled down the street, they drove back. Catcha. Lin Feng opened the door and walked in with Zhang Yuxi. At this time, Zhou Qilin was still sitting on the sofa, eating fruit and watching soap operas. Huh? Son, Yuxi, you are back. Zhou Qilin looked up at Lin Feng and said. Yes, Mom, we are back. Lin Feng and Zhang Yuxi said in unison. Did you go shopping? Where are the things? Zhou Qilin looked at the two people with empty hands and didn't see anything, and asked in confusion. Oh. Well, we bought too many things and couldn't take them back by ourselves. The supermarket provides door-to-door delivery service. They will deliver it to me later. Lin Feng smiled and explained. Oh. Is it still like this now? This supermarket is good at doing business. Zhou Qilin murmured to herself. Mom, that supermarket must be good at doing business, otherwise why would they open a supermarket? Lin Feng said helplessly. My mother said this. That's right. Ha ha ha. Zhou Qilin thought about it and even made herself laugh. Zhang Yuxi also laughed. Quietly holding the blue and white token and keeping the promise, parting is always spent in frustration. At this time, Lin Feng's mobile phone rang. Lin Feng took out his mobile phone and saw that it was an unfamiliar number. It must be the call of the supermarket delivery man. Lin Feng thought to himself. So he clicked to answer the call. Hello, is this Mr. Lin? A strange man's voice came from the other end of the phone. Well, it's me. Who is this? Lin Feng asked. Oh, hello, Mr. Lin. I'm the deliveryman of Xinghu Supermarket. Your goods are ready to be delivered now. Is it convenient for you to receive them? A man's voice came from the phone. As expected by Lin Feng, it was indeed the supermarket delivery man. Well, it's convenient. Please deliver it to me now. Lin Feng answered casually. Okay, it's on the way now, and it will arrive in about 10 minutes. The delivery man said. Then Lin Feng said thank you and hung up the phone. About 7 or 8 minutes later, the supermarket deliveryman delivered the things Lin Feng bought. After Lin Feng thanked him, he took the things back to the living room little by little. Chapter 1131, Ice and Fire. Oh, son, did you and Yuxi move the supermarket back? Joe Killen looked at the small hill in front of her and said in surprise. Ha ha ha. Mom, it's not that exaggerated. I just bought a little more. Anyway, there's a big refrigerator at home, so you don't have to go out to buy vegetables every day. Lin Feng looked at Joe Killen with a sly look on his face and said. You. Forget it, I'll help you put the things in. Joe Killen shook her head and said. Mom, no, you and Yuxi can watch TV here. Just wait for dinner today. The rest, leave it to my son. Lin Feng said, patting his chest. Hey. Okay, then I will enjoy my son's service today. Joe Killen said with a smile. Hey. Mom, you just watch TV here, I'll go help Lin Feng. Zhang Yuxi also said with a smile. Okay. Today I will wait for dinner and enjoy the service of my son and daughter-in-law. Ha ha ha. Joe Killen said happily. The smile on her face never stopped. Then Lin Feng and Zhang Yuxi went into the kitchen to get busy. After all, it would be almost time to prepare the ingredients now. Lin Feng intimately helped Zhang Yuxi tie her apron, and then helped himself tie it, and then the two began to work. Wife, you are responsible for washing those green vegetables and side dishes, and the rest is left to your husband. Lin Feng said with a smile. Yes, husband. Hey. Zhang Yuxi said mischievously. Seeing Zhang Yuxi's cute appearance, Lin Feng couldn't help but step forward and take a bite. Oh. You're annoying. You made my face full of saliva. Zhang Yuxi said coquettishly. Ha ha ha. Lin Feng laughed and started to deal with the ingredients in his hands with satisfaction. Chop, chop, chop. Chop, 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 chop. The rhythmic sound of chopping meat rang out. Lin Feng's amazing knife skills always make Zhang Yuxi amazed every time she sees him. Her husband is really great. He knows everything. A perfect husband. Zhang Yuxi thought happily. Lin Feng first processed the ribs and chopped them into small pieces. He will prepare 2 different flavors of steamed ribs with black bean sauce and braised ribs later. After processing the ribs, Lin Feng started to process the fish. This time, Lin Feng bought fresh sea grouper. This fish is most suitable for steaming. The meat is sweet and tender. One bite is simply irresistible. It is a must-have among steamed fish. Coupled with Lin Feng's god-level cooking skills, the taste is beyond words. It's so awesome. After processing half of the ingredients, Lin Feng's phone suddenly rang. Quietly holding the blue and white token and keeping the promise, parting is always spent in frustration. It should be Chen Dongyan and the others who called at this time, right? Lin Feng thought to himself. Wife, my hands are not convenient. Please help me take out the phone from my pocket and let me listen to it. Lin Feng turned to Zhang Yuxi who was washing vegetables and said. Okay. After Zhang Yuxi wiped her hands, she came over and was ready to reach into Lin Feng's pocket to take out the phone. Because she had just soaked the vegetables in water, her cold little hand reached into Lin Feng's pocket. Hiss. Wife? Well, you took it out of the wrong place. Not here. Lin Feng said with embarrassment. Just now, Zhang Yuxi grabbed it, and her slightly cold little hand just grabbed the little Lin Feng through the clothes. The feeling of ice and fire, Lin Feng almost rushed. What the hell, this feeling? It's deadly. Oh. Where is it? Zhang Yuxi said a little embarrassedly. In the left pocket. Lin Feng endured a discomfort and said with difficulty. Then, Zhang Yuxi carefully took out the phone from Lin Feng's left pocket. After answering the call, he turned on the speakerphone and placed it in front of Lin Feng. Hello, boss. Are you up? Chen Dongyan's voice rang out on the phone. Lin Feng. Fuck you, it's already so late, and you're asking me if I'm up now. Do you think everyone is like you, sleeping in like a pig? Lin Feng said unhappily. Oh, well, I just said it casually. Boss, we're ready to go over there. Chen Dongyun chuckled. Well, come over, I'm already preparing the ingredients. Lin Feng said. Hey. Okay, we'll go over there now. Boss. Is there anything else you need? I'll bring it over later. Chen Dongyun asked. As for things, there's nothing missing, just come over. Oh, by the way, I only have beer and red wine here. If you want to drink white wine, just buy it. I just went to the supermarket and forgot to buy white wine. Lin Feng suddenly remembered that Chen Dongyun and Chen Kun were alcoholics. So he spoke. Oh. Okay, I'll check on the way later. I still have 2 bottles in my car. If it's not enough, I'll buy some more. Then boss, that's it for now. The second brother and I are going to pick up some girls. Chen Dongyun said. Okay. After Lin Feng finished speaking, Zhang Yuxi hung up the phone. Zhang Yuxi took the phone and was about to put it back in Lin Feng's pocket. No, wife, just put the phone aside. Lin Feng said hurriedly. Lin Feng was scared. If Zhang Yuxi did it again, he might go crazy on the spot. Zhang Yuxi rolled her eyes at Lin Feng, put the phone aside, and went to wash the vegetables over there. Lin Feng continued to deal with the unfinished ingredients on his hands. Soon, Lin Feng finished the ingredients. After cleaning his hands, he was ready to rest for 2 minutes before starting to cook. He and Zhang Yuxi walked back to the living room, and Zhang Yuxi poured him a glass of water. Lin Feng finished it in 2 gulps. It was indeed very physically demanding to deal with the ingredients. Coupled with Zhang Yuxi's actions just now, it made him even more thirsty. It was good enough that he didn't turn into a werewolf. Son, are you done? Joe Killen asked with a puzzled look. No, the ingredients are done. Come out and drink some water for 2 minutes. I'll cook later. My roommates are ready to come over. The time is just right. Lin Feng said after taking another sip of water. After resting for 2 minutes, Lin Feng went into the kitchen to cook. Turning on the smoke exhaust hood, after a ding-dong sound, the aroma of food floated out of the kitchen soon. Sure enough, my son's cooking smells so good. Joe Killen smelled the fragrance and said with a smile on her face. If you're listening to this novel on a channel other than Fanfic World, it means they downloaded and uploaded it without effort. We cordially invite you to visit our channel, Mundo Fanfic Novelis. There you'll find the original version of this story and you can explore many other novels of various genres. We're waiting for you to immerse yourself in a world of incredible novels. Chapter 1132 Uncle and Aunt have such a good relationship. Huh? Why does it smell so good? What delicious food is my wife cooking? At this time, Lin Dashin came out of the study and said as he walked. Huh? Wife, why are you here? Is that kid Lin Feng in the kitchen? Lin Dashin asked. Well, your son is cooking today. His classmates will come over later. Didn't we talk about this last night? Joe Killen smiled and said. Oh. There are so many things to do in the company, I forgot about it. Lin Dashin laughed. Just the trivial things of your advertising company, I don't know what you are busy with all day long. Joe Killen rolled her eyes at Lin Dashin and said unhappily. Oh, wife, you can't say that. I can make $1 million or so from this advertisement. Lin Dashin said unconvinced. Isn't that the plan your son helped you make? Otherwise, with just a few people under you, can you take it down? Joe Killen sneered. Lin Dashin was speechless for a while, but he didn't dare to say anything more. There's no way, it was Lin Feng who helped to plan and win the project. Otherwise, relying on Mediterranean Lao Chen and others, there's really no way to win the project. Alice. It's still limited in strength. I don't know how this kid Lin Feng can be so powerful. I have to pull him to the company when I have time to train Mediterranean Lao Chen and others. That's right. Lin Dashin thought to himself. Poor Lin Feng was still cooking seriously in the kitchen at this time, and he didn't know that he had been arranged by Lin Dashin. After about 10 minutes. Ding dong, ding dong, ding dong. At this time, the doorbell rang. Joe Killen and Zhang Yuxi couldn't help but look at the door. Zhang Yuxi hurriedly got up to open the door. It should be Chen Dongyun and others. Catcha. The door was opened. It was indeed Chen Dongyun, Xiaoyu and others standing outside the door. They were holding a lot of things in their hands. Hello, sister-in-law. We are here to eat and drink for free, Chen Dongyun said with a smile on his face. Come in. Zhang Yuxi said with a smile. Then a group of people walked in. As soon as Chen Donggyun and Xiaoyu came in, they saw Zhou Qilin and Lin Dashan on the sofa. Uncle, and, hello. Chen Donggyun and others greeted the two respectfully. Hey. Hello, welcome to visit. Zhou Qilin said with a smile. And Lin Dashan also nodded to them with a smile. Uncle, and, we brought you some gifts, take a look, do you like them? Chen Donggyun said with a smile. Oh, I'm here, why do you bring things? You're welcome, sit down quickly. Zhou Qilin said with a reproachful look. Hey. It's okay, and, the eldest brother is like our eldest brother, and uncles and aunts are like our parents. It's our duty to respect you. Chen Donggyun said sweetly. Ha ha ha. This kid is really good at talking. Okay, auntie likes it very much, it's thoughtful. Come sit down, don't be polite, just treat it as yourself. Zhou Qilin greeted enthusiastically. Then several people sat down. Auntie, where's the boss? Chen Donggyun asked after sitting down. Lin Feng? He is cooking in the kitchen. Hey. Zhou Qilin replied. Auntie, then I will go to the kitchen to see if there is anything I can help you with, you guys talk first. Chen Donggyun immediately stood up and said. Okay, this kid is so polite. Zhou Qilin smiled continuously. Then Chen Donggyun ran to the kitchen. Boss. As soon as he walked into the kitchen, Chen Donggyun shouted. Huh? Fourth brother, are you here? Lin Feng turned his head and glanced at Chen Donggyun while holding the pot, and said casually. Yeah, boss, is there anything I can help you with? Chen Donggyun said. No, it will be ready soon. Oh, wash your hands and help carry the dishes to the dining room later. Chen Donggyun said. Okay, Chen Donggyun replied with a smile. Then he rolled up his sleeves and walked to the sink to wash his hands. Wow. Boss, it smells so good. What are you cooking? Chen Donggyun shouted as he walked into the kitchen. Haha, you guy. Isn't it the braised sparrows you've been thinking about? I made 2 flavors today, you can eat them to your heart's content later. Lin Feng glanced back at him and said casually. Hey. Boss is still good to me. Chen Donggyun laughed with a mean face. Get out. Stop talking nonsense. Forget the dishes, come and carry them to the dining room. Lin Feng said unhappily. Got it. Hey. Chen Donggyun said with a smile. Then he immediately came over and carried the dishes out. This fragrance. Almost drooled. His boss's cooking skills are really amazing. Chen Donggyun was full of admiration. Uncle, and, brothers and sisters. The dishes are ready. Let's eat, Chen Donggyun shouted to everyone in the living room after serving the last dish. Then everyone washed their hands and sat down in turn. Fortunately, the dining table in Lin Feng's house is big enough. It was a wise move to choose this table at that time. Lin Feng looked at the people sitting around the dining table and thought to himself. Lin Feng took off his apron, washed his hands and sat next to Zhang Yuxi. Let's eat. Zhou Qilin greeted enthusiastically. Then, uncle and aunt, we won't be polite. Chen Donggyun and others said happily. You're welcome, eat quickly, he. Zhou Qilin said with a smile. Then everyone started eating. After eating for a while. Uncle, do you want to drink? Chen Donggyun said to Lin Dashan. Oh. Lin Dashan was stunned. Zhuangji looked at his wife Zhou Qilin, and then at Lin Feng. Dad, drink if you want to. I allow you to make an exception. Just drink in moderation. Lin Feng saw that his father Lin Dashan was itching to drink, so he spoke up. Oh, how about forget it? Lin Dashan secretly glanced at Zhou Qilin and spoke up. Okay, Lao Lin, we are happy today, so you should drink less with the children. Zhou Qilin looked at Lin Dashan and said disdainfully. Hey. My wife has spoken. That's fine, uncle will accompany you to have a few drinks today. Lin Dashan said with a smile. Hey. Uncle and aunt have a great relationship. Suanna said with a smile. Ha ha ha. Everyone laughed. Chapter 1133 Meeting the Idol. Okay, uncle, I just brought 2 bottles of Guo Jia Omaute here. Uncle, let me help you pour the wine. Chen Donggyun said with a smile. After pouring Lin Dashan, he poured a glass for Chen Kun and Suhi. Well, boss, you want a glass too? Chen Donggyun said to Lin Feng while holding the wine. No, I have something to do in the afternoon, I have to drive, I won't drink. Lin Feng waved his hand and said. Okay, business is more important, then boss, you don't drink, just drink some juice with the girls. Chen Donggyun said. Yeah. Lin Feng nodded. Come on, Let's toast to Uncle and Aunt together. Thank you, Uncle and Aunt, for your warm hospitality. Chen Dongyun raised the wine glass and said to everyone. Okay, come on, toast to Uncle and Aunt. Thank you for your warm hospitality. Of course, thank you for the food, boss. You've worked hard. Chen Kun and Sui said together. Okay, let's toast together. Lin Feng said with a smile. Chen Kun, Xiaoyu and all the others raised their glasses together. Clink, clink, clink. Cheers! Everyone clinked their glasses, with smiles on their faces. Then everyone ate and talked. Chen Dongyun and the others praised Lin Feng while eating. This dish is really delicious. It's so delicious that people almost swallow their tongues. It's so fragrant. The meal lasted until 1 o'clock in the afternoon. After the meal, several girls took the initiative to help clean up the table and wash the dishes, which made Zhou Qilin smile from ear to ear. Today is really a day of enjoyment. After cleaning up, Zhang Yuxi brought out a few plates of fruit, and everyone sat on the sofa and chatted while eating some after-meal fruit. Huh? I'm so full. I can't do it anymore. I can't eat anymore. Chen Dongyun said exaggeratedly while touching his stomach. Me too. I still want to lose weight. But it's really delicious. Li Yer said with a face full of entanglement. Hey. Yer, you're not fat at all, it's okay. Sui said quickly. Really? Li Yer said happily. Oh, third brother, this is the beauty in the eyes of the beholder. Chen Kun joked. Second brother, look at what you said, in your eyes, is classmate Anna not beautiful? Sui rolled his eyes at Chen Kun and said unhappily. Then, of course my Anna is beautiful. Chen Kun said quickly. Humph, you know what's good for you. Anna said with a smile. Ha ha ha. Everyone laughed out loud. By the way, eldest brother, I heard from Uncle and Aunt that you are planning to go back to Shanghai during the National Day in a few days. He asked Lin Feng. Well, we plan to go back together. Lin Feng ate a piece of fruit and said casually. Well, eldest brother, I haven't been to Shanghai yet. How about we go to Shanghai together during the National Day? Just treat it as a trip, what do you think? Chen Dongyun suggested. It sounds good, Anna, do you want to go? Chen Kun asked Anna beside him. That's fine. It's boring to go home during the National Day anyway. If everyone goes together, then I'll go. Anna thought for a while and said. Then I want to go too. Li Yer said. If Yer goes, then I have to go too. Sui and his wife followed suit. Well, everyone is going, so let's go too. Chen Dongyun said with a sly look on his face. Who's with you two? I'm going, and I'm going by myself. Don't involve me until you change your lazy personality. Xiaoyu glared at Chen Dongyun and said unhappily. Oh. Chen Dongyun looked embarrassed and didn't know how to respond. Lin Feng and Zhang Yuxi looked at each other. That's fine. Since you all want to go, then when the time comes, let's go back together. Lin Feng said helplessly. Hey. Yes. Then Uncle and Aunt, you will have to go to my house for free meals when the time comes. It's really embarrassing. Chen Dongyun said with a sly smile. Ha ha ha. It's okay, welcome to my house. Uncle will invite you to try the special wine of the Magic City when the time comes, and I guarantee that you will be satisfied. Lin Dashan looked a little tipsy and said with a smile. Zhou Qilin also looked at the few people with a smile on her face. She likes these little guys very much. Especially Chen Dongyun, who has a cheerful personality and knows how to talk and behave. Since Dad Lin Dashan has spoken, then the matter is settled. Oh, by the way, Yuxi and I may stay in the Magic City for a few days. Let me tell you first. Lin Feng suddenly remembered and said. Go back to Beijing immediately after a few days. Will that be too rushed? Chen Dongyun said. Oh, no, Yuxi and I may have to go to Taiwan. A friend invited us to attend a concert. Lin Feng said helplessly. Concert? Whose concert? Anna said with great interest. Oh, Zhou's. Raymond Lam said casually. Wow. Zhou. My idol. I haven't been to Zhou's concert yet. I really want to go once. When Xiaoyu heard that it was Zhou's concert, her eyes lit up. Chen Dongyun saw Xiaoyu's excited look. He felt that his chance had come. He quietly leaned close to Raymond Lam's ear and whispered, Boss, how about we go too? I see you is very interested, I want to satisfy her. Boss, help me. Chen Dongyun looked pleading. Oh, Raymond Lam was stunned for a moment. He didn't remember whether he had told Chen Dongyin and the others about his relationship with Zhou. Then what do you want to do? Raymond Lam said softly. I have a bold idea. I want to confess to you at the concert. Chen Dongyin said softly. Lin Feng. Old four, what are you secretly talking about with the boss? Chen Kun asked curiously. Oh, nothing, just asking the boss if he can take us to play together, hehe. Chen Dongyin casually made up an excuse and said. Oh, well, boss, how about we go together? Chen Kun thought for a while and said. Okay, I'll contact my friends here and get a few more tickets for you. Lin Feng thought about it and nodded. Wow. Really? That's great. I can finally meet my idol. Xiaoyu said excitedly. She almost jumped up with excitement. Everyone chatted for a while and confirmed the holiday itinerary. Lin Feng thought about it and got a few tickets. It was a small matter. Zhou would naturally have no problem. He could just call him later when he was free. Lin Feng looked at the time on the wall. It was already 2 o'clock. It was almost time to go out. Well, you guys chat here first. I have something to take care of, so I'll be leaving first. Lin Feng said. Chapter 1134. Anyone who is capable can get to the top. Okay, boss, go do your work first. Let's get some alcohol out of the way and call a designated driver to drive us back. Don't worry about us. Chen Kun said. Okay, Mom, Dad, wife, and everyone, I'll be leaving first. Lin Feng said to the others. Honey, be careful on the road. Zhang Yuxi stood up and said. Okay, don't worry, I'll be back later. Lin Feng nodded and said. After that, he took the car keys and went out. After taking the elevator to the underground parking lot, Lin Feng got into his black Mercedes-Benz G500 and then stepped on the accelerator. Boom. With the roar of a car engine, Lin Feng's car quickly disappeared in the underground parking lot. Lin Feng navigated all the way to the address sent by Su Qing. About 40 minutes later, Lin Feng arrived at Xinghu Building. After Lin Feng parked the car, he took the elevator all the way to the 15th floor, according to the address given by Su Qing. The address of the temporary office is in office 1506 on the 15th floor. Ling. The elevator door opened, and Lin Feng walked out slowly. Lin Feng walked all the way to the door number by the way. After turning left and right, Lin Feng came to the door of office 1506. Lin Feng looked at it and saw a sign of Yuxi Pharmaceutical Company, Limited hanging on the door. And there was even a front desk receptionist. Not bad, it looks like a company. Lin Feng walked in. Hello, sir, who are you looking for? The front desk lady looked up and saw Lin Feng and said. Oh, hello, I'm looking for Su Qing. Lin Feng said casually. Ah, are you looking for a general manager Su? The front desk lady was a little surprised. Wow, this little brother is so handsome. Could this be General Manager Su's brother? The front desk lady thought to herself. Oh, yes, I'm looking for your General Manager Su, can you help me call her? Lin Feng was stunned for a moment and said. Oh. Okay, sir, please wait a moment. The front desk lady came back to her senses and said. After that, she got up and walked into the office. Lin Feng casually looked at the layout of the office. Although the temporary office was small, it was well organized and did not look messy at all. Su Qing was a pretty good woman. Lin Feng nodded and thought to himself. After about a minute and a half, Su Qing followed a receptionist to the door. Boss Lin, you are here. Why didn't you notify me in advance? So I can pick you up. Su Qing hurried over as soon as she saw Lin Feng. Boss Lin. Oh my god. Boss Su actually called this young man Boss Lin. The receptionist looked at Lin Feng in shock. Hey. It's okay, no need to bother. Oh, by the way, take me in to have a look, we'll talk about the interview later. Lin Feng said casually. Okay, Boss Lin. Please follow me. Su Qing said. Then she took Lin Feng into the temporary office. Oh, by the way, Boss Lin, this is our company's receptionist, Han Lily. Su Qing introduced as she passed by the receptionist. Zio Han, this is Mr. Lin, the big boss of our company, remember this? Su Qing said to Han Lily. Hello, Mr. Lin. Han Lily came back to her senses and said with a blushing face. Haha, don't be nervous, you two. Lin Feng smiled and said. Then he and Su Qing walked into the office. After Lin Feng and Su Qing left, Han Lily looked at the backs of Lin Feng and Su Qing, and was alone in the wind. Oh my god. What is going on? Question mark? Such a young big boss? Question mark? Han Lily's heartbeat accelerated and her face flushed. This is too handsome! Exclamation mark. Woo woo woo. The feeling of heartbeat. Meanwhile, Su Qing and Lin Feng had already walked into the office. There were about 7 or 8 people sitting in front of their computers working on their work. Papa. Everyone, hurry up and thank Mr. Lin. Su Qing said. Thank you, Mr. Lin. Everyone shouted in unison. Lin Feng waved his hand again. It's okay, this is what you deserve. Our Yuxi Pharmaceutical Company, Limited has just been established, and everyone is a veteran of the company. The company will continue to recruit people in the future, and the scale will definitely not be as small as it is now. There are many positions, and those with ability will be promoted. I think everyone should understand this, but I can guarantee that everyone has equal opportunities. Everyone has the opportunity to be promoted, so work hard. The company will not treat any of you unfairly. The new office is still under renovation. I think Mr. Su should have mentioned it to everyone, so for now, everyone will squeeze in this temporary office for a while. When the new office is renovated, everyone can move in. At present, in addition to me, there is only Mr. Su in the company's senior management, so everyone, work hard and you will have a chance. In short, as long as you work hard enough and have ability, the company will see it. Okay, everyone get busy first. Lin Feng said proudly. Pa pa pa. After everyone finished clapping, they returned to their respective jobs, full of energy. This young boss looks like a generous person. As long as you have the ability, you can get promoted. This makes everyone eager to move. Then Su Qing asked Lin Feng to walk into a small office. Lin Feng sat in front of the desk, and Su Qing sat opposite Lin Feng. Then, Su Qing handed Lin Feng the information of the middle-level managers who were about to be interviewed. After Lin Feng casually flipped through it, he looked up at Su Qing. Mr. Su, what do you think of these people personally? Have you checked their background? Lin Feng looked up at Su Qing and said. Chapter 1135 Interviewing New Employees. To Mr. Lin, I have roughly checked the backgrounds of these people and found nothing bad. As for the reasons for their resignation, they are basically due to personal reasons. Oh, one of them had a conflict with his boss and was afraid of being framed, so he resigned. Su Qing said. Mr. Su, let those who are interviewing for middle-level management come in one by one. Oh, by the way, you should come in and listen later. Lin Feng glanced at Su Qing and said lightly. Okay, Mr. Lin. Su Qing nodded and said. Su Qing went out after she finished speaking. 1 minute later. Knock, knock. There was a knock on the door. Come in. Lin Feng said lightly. Su Qing opened the office door and then let a middle-aged man in a suit in. Mr. Lin, the interviewee is here. Su Qing said respectfully. Sit down. Lin Feng nodded and said casually. Su sat on the sofa beside him, while the middle-aged man who was to be interviewed sat on the chair opposite Lin Feng in a reserved manner. Hello, Mr. Lin. The middle-aged man handed over his resume with both hands and spoke respectfully. Although he was a little shocked by Lin Feng's youth, he did not dare to underestimate him at all. Well, let me introduce myself first. Lin Feng said casually after taking the resume. Hello, Mr. Lin. My name is Xiao Ran. I graduated from college. I am 35 years old this year, and I am from Zhejiang province. I have been in Beijing for 10 years and have been engaged in the pharmaceutical industry for 7 or 8 years. I worked in a small and medium-sized pharmaceutical company for 5 years before, and my position was the director of drug sales. As for the reason for my resignation, it is also written on my resume. I had some conflicts with the sales manager of the previous company. I also tried to resolve this conflict, but it didn't work, so I had no choice but to resign. Xiao Ran said slowly. Well, Mr. Xiao, what do you think of our Yuxi Pharmaceutical Company, Limited? Lin Feng looked up at Xiao Ran and said. Oh, this. Xiao Ran was stunned for a moment, a little hesitant. It's okay, Mr. Xiao, just say whatever you think, just treat it as a casual chat. I just want to hear your opinion. Lin Feng said calmly. Oh, then I'll roughly tell you how I feel. Xiao Ran thought for a while and said. Please go ahead. Lin Feng stretched out his hand and gestured. Well, I checked some information about the company before I came here, and I feel that the company has not yet taken shape. Well, how should I put it? It's just relatively simple. The various rules and regulations and company systems have not yet been perfected, and it seems that the products have not yet started to be developed. But I looked at the company's qualifications in the pharmaceutical industry, and it seems to cover all the business scopes of the pharmaceutical industry. From this, it can be seen that although Yuxi Pharmaceutical Company Limited seems to be just a new company that has not yet been perfected, its potential is extremely huge. A new company also means that opportunities and challenges coexist, and I just happen to like such challenges, and I have the confidence to seize this opportunity. So, I came here, and I am very optimistic about the prospects for the development of your company. Within 3 to 5 years, your company will definitely occupy a place in the pharmaceutical industry. Xiao Ran talked freely. Lin Feng looked at the middle-aged man Xiao Ran expressionlessly, and he could not tell whether he was happy or angry. Okay, then Mr. Xiao, what are your requirements for salary and benefits? Lin Feng said calmly. Boss Lin, as for the salary and benefits, well, as long as it is not lower than the salary of my last company, it will be fine. Xiao Ran looked at Lin Feng and said seriously. Okay, come here on Monday to handle the entry procedures. As for the salary, I will increase it by 20% according to the salary of your last company. If your workability is outstanding in the future, we will adjust it again. For specific work matters, come here on Monday, and Boss Su will arrange it for you. Lin Feng said. Okay, thank you Boss Lin, thank you Boss Su. Xiao Ran said happily. Well, work hard, I am optimistic about you. That's it for now, you go back first. Lin Feng said calmly. Okay, Boss Lin, Boss Su, goodbye. Xiao Ran said hurriedly. After that, he walked out of the office with a smile on his face. Boss Su, what do you think of this person? Lin Feng said casually to Su Qing who sat in front of him. Well, I think this Xiao Ran is pretty good. Su Qing said with a smile on her face. Well, that depends on his subsequent work performance. How about this, you can interview the next few people. As for the salary and benefits, take Xiao Ran as an example, you can judge for yourself. I'll go back first. Lin Feng looked at Su Qing and said. Lin Feng felt that the interview was just like this. Instead of wasting time here, he might as well go home and accompany his wife. Okay, Mr. Lin. Su Qing nodded. There is no way. The boss has spoken. Can I disobey the boss? Alice, this young boss is a hands-off boss. Su Qing felt helpless, but also excited. Although this will make her a little tired, it shows that the boss trusts her. Work hard, the company will develop. This is a lifelong career. She doesn't want to change jobs anymore. It's boring to jump around. Oh, by the way, come to my neighborhood tomorrow, I'll go with you to see the side of the pharmaceutical factory. Also, get off work early today and take the employees out for a meal. The company will reimburse the expenses. Lin Feng looked at Su Qing and said. Boss Lin, you are indeed a kind boss. Then I will thank you on behalf of the employees. Su Qing said with a smile. Ha. Everyone has worked hard. You're welcome. By the way, next week, please urge the new office to be completed as soon as possible. It's really too small here. Also, you should recruit all the staff as soon as possible and build the company's framework. Once the staff are in place, each will perform their duties. Then you, the vice president, won't have to work so hard and run around all the time. Just arrange your people to do it. Lin Feng said slowly. Okay, Mr. Lin, I will finish these things as soon as possible. You must come when we move to the new office. Then you will have a brand new, complete Yuxi Pharmaceutical Company, Limited. I guarantee that you will be satisfied. Su Qing patted her chest and promised. Ha. Well, I'll wait and see. Lin Feng said with a smile. After chatting for a few more words, Lin Feng got up and left the office. The next thing will be left to Su Qing. Chapter 1136, A Special Way to Relax. When Lin Feng walked out of the office and came to the front desk lady Han Lili immediately stood up. Hello, Mr. Lin, Han Lili greeted nervously. Hello to you too. Han Lili, right. Very good, I'll remember you, work hard, the company will not treat any employee unfairly. Lin Feng encouraged her casually. After hearing Lin Feng's words, Han Lili's face flushed. Okay, Mr. Lin, I will work hard. Han Lily said excitedly. Well, I'm leaving first, goodbye. Lin Feng waved his hand casually. Mr. Lin, take care. Mr. Lin, goodbye. Han Lily said nervously, looking at Lin Feng slowly disappearing back. Han Lily's heartbeat accelerated, her face was full of excitement. This young Mr. Lin is really handsome and charming. And he speaks so approachably. She feels like she is going to fall in love with her boss. And Lin Feng. At this time, he has taken the elevator down to the underground parking lot. After getting in the car, Lin Feng stepped on the accelerator and headed straight for home. There were few cars on the road, and the road was smooth. Half an hour later, Lin Feng returned to the underground parking lot of the community. After parking the car, he took the elevator upstairs. Click. Lin Feng opened the door and found Chen Duangyun and others still sitting in the living room chatting. Huh? Boss, you're back so soon. Chen Duangyun turned around and saw Lin Feng and said puzzledly. Oh, I came back after finishing the work, but it's almost 5 o'clock. Is this considered early? But, by the way, why haven't you gone home yet? Lin Feng said with a puzzled look. Well, time passed unknowingly while we were chatting. Uncle and Aunt asked us to have dinner before going back. Chen Duangyun said with a mean look on his face. Lin Feng. These guys obviously want Lin Feng to cook another meal. Lin Feng thought speechlessly in his heart. A group of people played cards and chatted until about 6 o'clock in the afternoon. Then Lin Feng got up to cook. Alice, what a day it's like to be a chef. Lin Feng thought helplessly. He shook his head and concentrated on processing the ingredients. At about 7 o'clock in the evening, all the dishes were ready. A group of people feasted happily again. This time, Chen Kun and Chen Donggyun and others did not drink, and the alcohol they drank at noon had just dissipated. So they did not drink at night. The meal lasted until 8 o'clock in the evening. After eating and cleaning up the table, everyone returned to the sofa in the living room and sat and chatted for a while. Chatting until about 9 o'clock in the evening, Chen Donggyun and others proposed to go back to school. Then 3 men and 3 women, a group of people, left contentedly. After Lin Feng and Zhang Yuxi sent Chen Donggyun and others downstairs and got into the car, they returned home. Lin Feng sat down on the sofa. Huh? Lin Feng let out a long sigh. Hubby, you've worked hard today. Zhang Yuxi looked at Lin Feng with a distressed look and said. Haha, silly wife, it's okay. It's just that there are too many things to do today, so I'm a little tired. Lin Feng touched Zhang Yuxi's face and said gently. Honey, let me massage your shoulders and neck for you. Zhang Yuxi got up and sat behind Lin Feng and said. That's great, thank you for your hard work, my wife. Lin Feng smiled and said happily. Then Zhang Yuxi began to massage Lin Feng's neck and shoulders. Honey, your massage is quite comfortable. Lin Feng said in surprise. Ah, really? I learned it online these days, just because I was afraid you would be tired, so I could help you massage. Zhang Yuxi said happily. It's really good. My wife, you are so nice. Lin Feng said with a happy face. It's good as long as it works. Honey, if your shoulders are tired in the future, just tell me and I will massage them for you. Zhang Yuxi said with a smile. Okay, my wife. Lin Feng nodded. After pressing for a while, Lin Feng felt that his shoulders were indeed much more comfortable. Wife, I will teach you to recognize the acupuncture points later. Pressing the acupuncture points in a targeted manner will have a better effect. Lin Feng looked at Zhang Yuxi with a satisfied look and said. Is that so? Okay, then teach me, husband. Thinking of Lin Feng's superb Chinese medicine skills, Zhang Yuxi nodded. Wife, there is actually another way that can relieve fatigue even more. Lin Feng looked at Zhang Yuxi seriously and said. What method? Zhang Yuxi asked curiously. The little face was full of curiosity, like a curious baby. Let's go upstairs and take a shower first, I'll call you later. Lin Feng laughed. Although Zhang Yuxi was a little confused, she still nodded. Okay, let's go upstairs first. Hubby, you are tired today, don't you have to go out to do things tomorrow? Let's rest early tonight. Zhang Yuxi thought for a while and said. Okay mom, let's go upstairs. When you guys rest later, turn off the lights in the living room. Lin Feng stood up and shouted to Zhou Qilin who was busy in the kitchen. Hey, I know. You guys are tired today. Take a shower and rest early. Zhou Qilin responded. Then Lin Feng and Zhang Yuxi went upstairs. After taking a shower, Lin Feng and Zhang Yuxi curled up in bed, turned on the projector, and played a movie casually. Well, by the way, husband, what is the other way to relax you just mentioned? Teach me now. I've learned it. In the future, I'll help you press it. Zhang Yuxi climbed up from Lin Feng's arms, looked up at Lin Feng and said, I'll teach you now. Lin Feng laughed. Ah, you're so annoying. Always lying to me. Humph. Zhang Yuxi punched Lin Feng and said angrily, my dear wife, I didn't lie to you. I feel comfortable and relaxed now. Chinese medicine shows that proper sex can really relieve fatigue, relax people and make them feel happy, okay? This is the truth that has been passed down from ancient times to the present. Lin Feng said nonsense seriously. Listen. You are a big bad guy. Zhang Yuxi rolled her eyes at Lin Feng, then stretched out her hand and pinched the soft flesh on Lin Feng's waist. Hiss. Wife, it hurts, it hurts, it hurts. You are trying to murder your husband. Lin Feng took a breath and cried out in pain. HMPH. Who told you to bully me? And lie to me? You deserve it. Zhang Yuxi said coquettishly. Oh, wife, I am being reasonable. I didn't lie to you. If you don't believe me, you can check it out. Lin Feng said innocently. HMPH, I won't check it out. I just said you lied to me. What's wrong? Do you still think I'm wrong? Zhang Yuxi sat up and said in an unreasonable manner. Lin Feng. You don't say anything. Do you think I'm being unreasonable? Zhang Yuxi said with her eyes wide open. Oh, no, no. My dear wife, how could you be wrong? My dear wife, everything you say is right. Lin Feng said hurriedly. That's more like it. Zhang Yuxi raised her head proudly. Wife, well, how about we do it again? Lin Feng said suddenly. Huh? Chapter 1137. What a coincidence. Ah, it's almost 12 o'clock. Honey, go to bed quickly, you still have things to do tomorrow. Oh, by the way, you just promised me that I will go with you tomorrow. Zhang Yuxi looked at the time and said. Okay, okay, okay. I'll take you with me tomorrow. But let's make it clear first, we're going to see the factory site, you'll be so bored then. Lin Feng said helplessly. No. As long as I can be with you, I won't be bored. Hehe. Zhang Yuxi said with a smile. Then the two turned off the computer, turned off the lights and went to bed. They fell asleep in each other's arms. They soon fell asleep. There was no conversation all night. Achoo. Lin Feng felt his nose itchy in his sleep, sneezed and slowly opened his eyes. Huh? As soon as Lin Feng opened his eyes, he saw Zhang Yuxi holding her little face with both hands, looking at him with a smile. Wife, are you awake? Why did you wake up so early today? Lin Feng reached out and touched Zhang Yuxi's delicate little face, and said. I went to bed early last night, so I woke up early. Zhang Yuxi stuck out her tongue and said with a smile. Oh, why do you keep looking at me like this? Lin Feng saw Zhang Yuxi staring at his face, so he asked. Hubby, you are so handsome. Zhang Yuxi said happily. Oh, ha ha. Wife, you actually praise your husband for being handsome. Lin Feng rubbed Zhang Yuxi's little head and said happily. No, I always think you are handsome, okay. Also, I heard someone praise you for being handsome in class. Zhang Yuxi said with a half smile on her face. Oh, I don't care about others, as long as my wife thinks I am handsome. Lin Feng hugged Zhang Yuxi into his arms and kissed her on the face. Oh, you are annoying. Your beard pricked me. Zhang Yuxi pushed Lin Feng away and rolled her eyes at him. Ha ha. Wife, I think the skin on your face is getting softer and softer because of your husband's nourishment. Lin Feng said with a smirk. Ah. I'm going to die. You big bad guy. My skin has always been like this, okay. Zhang Yuxi rolled her eyes at Lin Feng and said with a blushing face. Yes, yes, yes. Ha ha. Lin Feng laughed. Then the two of them started to play and fight. Knock knock knock. At this time, there was a knock on the door. No need to think, it must be Lin Feng's mother Juggling, who came to knock on the door on time to wake them up. Son, Yuxi, the sun is almost shining on your buttocks, get up and have breakfast. Juggling shouted loudly outside the room. Okay, I'll get up right away. Lin Feng responded casually. Well, hurry up and wash up, or breakfast will get cold again. Juggling turned around and went downstairs after she finished speaking. Then Lin Feng and Zhang Yuxi were affectionate for a while, and then they got up and washed up. Honey, I want a hug. Zhang Yuxi opened her arms and acted like a child. Okay. Honey, I'll carry you to wash up. Lin Feng smiled and said with a doting look. Then he picked up Zhang Yuxi, and just like before, Zhang Yuxi hung tightly on Lin Feng like an octopus. Then the two went to wash up. After washing up, the two changed their clothes and went downstairs. After breakfast, Lin Feng and Zhang Yuxi helped to clean up the dishes. Holding the blue and white token quietly and keeping the promise, parting is always spent in frustration. Just after washing the dishes, Lin Feng's phone rang. Lin Feng took out his mobile phone and saw that it was Su Qing calling. I guess she has arrived at the community and is going to see the factory site. Hello. Lin Feng picked up the phone and said casually. Hello, Mr. Lin, good morning. I'm already here, downstairs in your community. Su Qing's voice came from the phone. Okay, wait for me downstairs for a few minutes, I'll go down now. Lin Feng said casually. Okay, Mr. Lin, no hurry, you go first. Su Jing replied respectfully. After hanging up the phone, Lin Feng glanced at Zhang Yuxi. Wife, that subordinate of mine called, she's downstairs in our community. Are you sure you want to go with me? It's boring. Lin Feng said. Yes. Zhang Yuxi nodded, looking firm. Okay, let's go downstairs. Lin Feng touched Zhang Yuxi's little head and said with a doting look. Mom, I have something to do, Yuxi and I are going out. Lin Feng said to Zhou Qilin who was sitting on the sofa watching TV. Okay, you go. Be careful when driving on the road. Zhou Qilin glanced at the two of them and said with a smile. Then Lin Feng and Zhang Yuxi took their backpacks and took the elevator downstairs. As soon as they walked out of the elevator, they saw Su Qing outside the door. Boss Lin, good morning. Su Qing also saw Lin Feng and Zhang Yuxi, and immediately came up to them and said with a smile. Haha, Boss Su, good morning. Lin Feng said with a smile. Wife, this is Boss Su from my pharmaceutical company. Boss Su, this is my fiancée, Miss Zhang Yuxi, she's going with us today. Lin Feng introduced them. Su Qing was a little surprised when she heard it. Boss Lin has a fiancée at such a young age? Exclamation mark. Oh my god. So beautiful. The moment she saw Zhang Yuxi, Su Qing was instantly shocked. Because Zhang Yuxi was so beautiful. She was as beautiful as a fairy descending to the earth. She and Lin Feng stood together, what a golden boy and jade girl. It was really enviable. Madam Boss Lin, good morning. After being stunned for a moment, Su Qing immediately came back to her senses and greeted respectfully. Boss Su, hello. Zhang Yuxi also said with a smile. Okay, Boss Su, did you drive here? Lin Feng looked at Su Qing and said casually. Oh, Mr. Lin, I drove here. The car is parked in the underground garage. Su Qing replied immediately. Okay, I also need to get off the car to get the car, let's go together. Wait a minute, Mr. Su, just drive in front and lead the way. Lin Feng said casually. Okay, Mr. Lin. Then the three of them re-entered the elevator and took the elevator to the underground parking garage. Coincidentally, Su Qing's car was parked next to Lin Feng's Mercedes-Benz G500. Mr. Su, my car is here, where's your car parked? Lin Feng asked casually. Oh, mine is also here, it's this white BMW. Su Qing was stunned and said. Hey. That's really a coincidence, my car is next to yours. Lin Feng said with a smile. Ah. Mr. Lin, this Mercedes-Benz G is yours. I just took a few glances at it, it's really a coincidence. Su Qing was also surprised. Then the three of them got into the car. After Lin Feng thoughtfully fastened the seatbelt for Zhang Yuxi, the few of them set off. Chapter 1138 Checking the factory site. Then, Su Qing drove her white BMW in front. Lin Feng followed in his black Mercedes-Benz G. Boom. Boom. With a roar of the engine, the two cars quickly disappeared in the underground parking lot. After driving for about half an hour, the two cars arrived at an open space on the outskirts of Jingcheng. Squeak. 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 The brakes sounded, and the two cars stopped steadily in an open space. Lin Feng opened the door and got out of the car, then went around to help Zhang Yuxi open the door and helped her down. Mr. Lin, this is the open space. Su Qing walked over, stood in front of Lin Feng and said. Yes. Where is that person? Lin Feng nodded and asked casually. Well, I just called the owner in the car and said that he is on the way and should be here soon. Su Qing explained. Well, then wait a while. Lin Feng said casually. Honey, it's a bit sunny outside, how about you get in the car and sit? After we finish talking, we'll go back. Lin Feng looked at Zhang Yuxi gently and said. Honey, it's okay, no need. I'll stay here with you. Zhang Yuxi smiled sweetly and said. Hey. Mr. Lin, madam, you two have such a good relationship. It's really enviable. Su Qing envied from the bottom of her heart. Hey. Lin Feng smiled and didn't say much. After all, if this matter is shown, Su Qing will probably be tortured to death. Beep beep. At this time, a car drove over here not far away. Lin Feng and his friends couldn't help but look in the direction of the car horn. It was probably the owner. A minute later, 3 cars stopped steadily next to Lin Feng and his friends. There were 7 or 8 people getting off together. The middle-aged Mediterranean man in the lead walked towards Lin Feng as soon as he got off the car. Boss Su, sorry, there was a traffic jam on the road, I'm late, I kept you waiting. The middle-aged man with a Mediterranean face said apologetically. It's okay, we just arrived too. Boss He, let me introduce you, this is the boss of our Yuxi Pharmaceutical Company, Limited, Boss Lin. Su Qing introduced to the middle-aged man with a Mediterranean face. Boss Lin, hello, I didn't expect Boss Lin to come in person, sorry. Boss He with a smile on his face stretched out his right hand and said. It's okay, Boss He, it's rush hour, I understand. Lin Feng also stretched out his right hand and said politely to Boss He with a smile on his face. I didn't expect Boss Lin to be so young and promising. Boss He with a Mediterranean face flattered him. No, it's just a small fight. Boss He is the one with a big family and a big business. Lin Feng also said politely. After a business compliment, the few people officially entered the topic. Mr. He, have you got all the documents for this piece of land? Have you brought all the documents? If it's convenient, can you let us see it? Su Qing asked Mr. He of the Mediterranean. All the documents are complete, I brought them all. Xiaoli, bring all the documents here, let Mr. Lin and Mr. Su see them. Mr. He of the Mediterranean shouted to a young man behind him. Okay, Mr. He. The young man said respectfully and took the documents out of the car. After taking out the information and spreading it out at the front of the car, Mr. He of Mediterranean began to introduce, Mr. Lin, Mr. Su, look, this is the red line map of this land. The entire land is about 2 acres, and all the procedures are complete and legal. I wanted to use this piece of land to develop real estate before, but later because the sales of the real estate project built by my other company were not good, the funds could not be turned over all at once, so it has been idle here. If it weren't for the difficulty in capital turnover, I really don't want to sell this land. Mr. He of Mediterranean looked painful and said to Lin Feng and others. Mr. He, we talked about it on the phone before. Can you make some concessions on the price? After all, our Yuxi Pharmaceutical Company, Limited is also a newly established company. It is quite stressful to take out such a large sum of money all at once. Su Qing said. Alice Boss Lin, Boss Su, to be honest, 50 million is really the lowest price, otherwise I really can't bear to sell it. The location of this piece of land is really good. If it is used to develop real estate, it will definitely sell well. Boss He of Mediterranean said helplessly. Su Qing and Lin Feng looked at each other. It was obvious that this was just an excuse for Boss He of Mediterranean to sell his misery. Boss He, let's not talk nonsense. The price is 45 million. We want this piece of land. If you think it's okay, Boss He will sign the contract with you today, and then transfer the land to you. The money will be immediately transferred to your account. Lin Feng said directly. Oh, this. Boss Lin is really straightforward, but I still have to discuss this with my partner. Wait for me for 2 minutes, I'll make a phone call. Boss He of Mediterranean said after hesitating. Okay, you go. Lin Feng nodded. Then Mr. He of the Mediterranean took his cell phone and walked aside. Mr. Lin, is it too hasty? And we still have a few plots of land to look at. Su Qing said with some entanglement. It's okay, I've also looked at the information you sent for the remaining plots, and they are indeed not as good as this one. And those plots are a bit remote, and this one is close to the city. In less than 2 years, the new city will definitely expand to this area. So, buying it now at this price will not be a loss, don't worry. Lin Feng said in a low voice. Okay then. Su Qing said helplessly. Although she was still a little entangled in her heart. But since Lin Feng said so, it can only be so. There is no way, at this time, she can only trust Lin Feng's judgment. And Lin Feng's identity, she has roughly guessed a little bit over the past few days. So, Lin Feng naturally has his reasons for doing this. He is the boss, he has the final say. What's more, this price is only slightly higher, and it is still within the psychological tolerance range. So Su Qing stopped talking. At this time, Mr. He of the Mediterranean also finished a call and walked over with his cell phone. Mr. Lin, Mr. Su, I have discussed with our partners and we can accept the price of 45 million. But, Yuxi Pharmaceutical has to pay the full amount in one lump sum. After all, we are still waiting for this money to save our lives. Hehe. Mr. He of Mediterranean smiled bitterly. If you're listening to this novel on a channel other than Fanfic World, it means they downloaded and uploaded it without effort. We cordially invite you to visit our channel, Mundo Fanfic Novelis. There you'll find the original version of this story and you can explore many other novels of various genres. We're waiting for you to immerse yourself in a world of incredible novels. Chapter 1139 Zhang Yuxi cried. Okay, that's it. President He, please go with our President Su to handle the formalities, and you two will meet. Lin Feng nodded and said calmly. President Su, the next thing is up to you, I'm leaving first. Lin Feng said to Su Qing. Hey, President Lin, how about you come over to my place for a cup of tea first? President He of the Mediterranean said. He wanted to have more contact and communication with such a young and generous boss, just in case there is cooperation again one day. No, thank you for your kindness, President He. I still have something to do here. Next time, I will host you and invite President He to come over for dinner. Lin Feng waved his hand and declined. Okay, President Lin, go and do your business first. President He of the Mediterranean said. Then Lin Feng took Zhang Yuxi's hand and they got in the car. Boom. A burst of engine sounded, and Lin Feng stepped on the accelerator and drove away at a high speed. Husband. In the car, Zhang Yuxi suddenly spoke. Honey, what's wrong? Lin Feng turned his head and looked at Zhang Yuxi and said. Honey, you are so good to me. Zhang Yuxi said with red eyes. Lin Feng was immediately anxious when he saw this, and he quickly stopped the car on the side of the road. Honey, what's wrong with you? Lin Feng took Zhang Yuxi's hand and said. Honey, I'm fine, I'm just moved. Zhang Yuxi said with a slightly crying voice. What's wrong, my little fool? Lin Feng asked with a puzzled look. Honey, I just heard that your subordinate said that the pharmaceutical company you opened is called Yuxi Pharmaceutical Company, Limited. Honey, you are so good to me. I was moved and couldn't help crying. Zhang Yuxi said with tears in her eyes. Oh. This. Little fool, you almost scared your husband to death. I thought something happened to you. I have thought of the name of this company for a long time. I want to tell everyone that my wife is Zhang Yuxi. When the company becomes stronger and bigger, I will let the whole world witness our love. When the time comes, I will give you the most grand wedding in the world. Lin Feng gently wiped the tears from the corners of Zhang Yuxi's eyes and said gently. Husband, you are so good to me, I am really afraid that one day you will suddenly stop loving me. Zhang Yuxi threw herself into Lin Feng's arms and hugged him tightly. Little fool, no, you don't have to worry about this forever. As long as I am alive, there is only you in my heart. There will be no room for anyone else. The fact that I love you will never change in my life. Lin Feng gently patted Zhang Yuxi's back and promised with a gentle face. Hubby, I don't need a grand wedding. As long as I can be with you, I don't need anything. Zhang Yuxi raised her tear-stained eyes and looked at Lin Feng, speaking softly. Little fool, your husband will stay with you all his life. When we grow old together, watching our children and grandchildren playing in front of us, such a life is simple and happy. But, now your husband also needs to work hard, otherwise without a good financial condition, he will worry about money, rice, oil, salt, sauce, vinegar and tea every day. Life is simple, but it may not be so happy. Okay, dear, don't worry, your husband will love you for the rest of his life, and will never change his mind. Lin Feng said softly and tenderly. Yes, hubby, I love you too. I am also very lucky that I can meet you when I am about to take the college entrance examination. Zhang Yuxi said with a happy face. Ha ha ha. Little fool, do you still remember that time? At that time, you didn't want to pay attention to me. Lin Feng said with a smile. Humph, who made you so bold at that time? I didn't even know you, but you actually said you liked me in front of the whole school. At that time, I was so shy. Zhang Yuxi sniffed and said coquettishly. Ha ha ha. If I hadn't done that at that time, how could you be my wife now? So, everything is about cause and effect, and there must be an effect due if there is a cause. It is destined by God that we are together. So, don't even think about running away in this life. Lin Feng scratched Zhang Yuxi's little nose and said with a smile. Yes, I won't run away. I won't run away in this life, no, in the next life, and in all my lives. I will stand there obediently and wait for you to find me. Zhang Yuxi nodded and said with a serious expression. Okay. Remember our agreement. If, in the next life, I show up later, you must wait there obediently for me to find you. Lin Feng also said seriously. Yes, I'll wait for you. Zhang Yuxi nodded. The two hugged each other and felt each other's heartbeats. It is said that when two people who really love each other are together, even their heartbeats are the same. After the two of them were tender for a while. Wife, let's go home first. There are too many vehicles on the roadside, which has a bad impact. Lin Feng said softly. Hubby, I don't want to go home. Zhang Yuxi said in a mosquito-like voice. It's still early now. Do you remember our first date? Hubby hasn't accompanied you to the amusement park for a long time. Otherwise, let's go to the amusement park. Lin Feng said softly. Okay, let's go to the amusement park. I want to play the carousel. Zhang Yuxi's little face was full of happiness. Okay. Satisfy my wife's request. Let's go. Lin Feng said after helping Zhang Yuxi fasten her seat belt. Boom. A burst of car engine sounded. The Mercedes-Benz G drove quickly onto the main road and soon disappeared in the traffic. About 40 minutes later, Lin Feng and Zhang Yuxi arrived at a large amusement park. After parking the car, Lin Feng held Zhang Yuxi's hand, and the two walked into the amusement park. Zhang Yuxi's little face was full of excitement. Husband, come on, let's go play on the pirate ship. Zhang Yuxi took Lin Feng's hand and walked quickly to the ticket office. Lin Feng shook his head and smiled, and then the two rushed to the pirate ship ticket office. Because today is the weekend, there are many people. There are adults and children. As soon as they walked to the pirate ship, they heard all kinds of screams. After Lin Feng bought the tickets, he and Zhang Yuxi went to line up. Because this round had already started, the two had to line up for the next round. Zhang Yuxi looked at the people screaming on the pirate ship, and her delicate little face was full of nervousness and excitement. After queuing for a while, it was the next round, and Lin Feng and Zhang Yuxi got on the pirate ship. Wife, are you nervous? Lin Feng looked at Zhang Yuxi and asked with a smile on his face. It's okay, because we played together last time and I have some experience, Zhang Yuxi said with a smile. Chapter 1140. The pirate ship is started. After a while, the pirate ship started. Various screams rang out. Zhang Yuxi was also one of the screaming people. Lin Feng looked at Zhang Yuxi's screaming and fearful look, and couldn't help laughing. This little fool just said he wasn't afraid. Now he's so scared. After a while, the pirate ship stopped. After Zhang Yuxi got off, she almost couldn't stand. Fortunately, Lin Feng was quick to hug her. At this time, Zhang Yuxi's face was flushed, obviously the sequelae of the loud scream just now. Wife, are you okay? Lin Feng patted Zhang Yuxi's back and asked softly. Honey, I'm fine, but I haven't recovered yet, and my legs are shaking a little. Zhang Yuxi said excitedly and a little scared. Okay, there are stools over there, let's go over there and take a rest. Lin Feng pointed to the row of lounge chairs not far away and said. Okay. Zhang Yuxi nodded. Then Lin Feng helped her, and they walked to the lounge chair and sat down. Wife, wait for me here for a while, I'll go buy 2 bottles of water. Lin Feng said. Zhang Yuxi had been shouting for so long just now, she had to drink some water to moisten her throat, otherwise she might get a sore throat. After Lin Feng finished speaking, he got up and went to buy water. After Lin Feng came back from buying water, the two drank some water and continued to relax for a while, then got up to play other projects. The two played until 12:30 in the afternoon, and stopped because they felt hungry. Lin Feng looked at the time. No wonder he felt hungry after so much time. So the two went out of the amusement park and found a restaurant, and enjoyed the food with relish. After eating, the two digested the food for a while, and then continued to go back to the amusement park to play. Because they still had many projects to play, and they hadn't played enough. The two played until dark. "Wife, it's getting late, let's go home," Lin Feng said softly. "Ah, honey, I don't want to go home tonight." Zhang Yuxi suddenly blushed and whispered. "Huh? Not going home? Then where are we going, wife?" "Go back to school." Lin Feng thought for a while and said. "I don't want to go back to school either." Zhang Yuxi blushed and lowered her head even more. Oh, I understand. Hey. Lin Feng was stunned for a moment and reacted. "Honey, let's go eat something first, and then buy some snacks and go to the old place," Lin Feng said with a smile. "Okay, then let's watch a movie together later," Zhang Yuxi said with a smile. "Okay, satisfy you, my little fool." Lin Feng pinched Zhang Yuxi's little nose and said with a doting face. Then the two walked out of the amusement park hand in hand, ready to find a restaurant nearby to have a meal first. After a simple meal, the two took the car. Lin Feng stepped on the accelerator, and the two disappeared in the amusement park. On the way, Lin Feng found a convenience store and bought a bunch of snacks. The two drove to the 5-star hotel, which was the one that Lin Feng and Zhang Yuxi had been staying at all the time. After completing the check-in formalities, the two took the room card and went upstairs. Catcha. As soon as Lin Feng opened the door, Zhang Yuxi ran to the sofa in the living room and sat down. "Huh? I'm so tired." Zhang Yuxi let out a long breath and said. "Hey. Wife, you've been playing all day today, take a few minutes to rest and then go take a shower." Lin Feng looked at Zhang Yuxi with a doting face and smiled. "Yeah. Let's watch a movie together later, I want to lie in your arms and watch it," Zhang Yuxi said coquettishly. Okay. "Wait a minute, your husband will hold you and watch a movie together," Lin Feng said. After resting for a while, the two went to wash up. After washing up, Lin Feng looked at Zhang Yuxi, who looked like a beautiful woman coming out of the bath. It was about to happen. Boom. Crash. Crash. Suddenly, there was a howling wind outside the window and heavy rain. The room was so soft and warm. "Honey, it's raining hard. Luckily we left in time, otherwise we wouldn't be able to leave in such heavy rain," Zhang Yuxi said softly. "Yeah, that's true. Honey, let's go watch a movie." Lin Feng looked out the window and said softly. "Okay. I want to watch that hottest love story movie recently," Zhang Yuxi said. "Yeah, honey, go find it." After saying that, Lin Feng got up and started looking for it. Soon, Lin Feng found it. After clicking play, the two of them ate snacks and watched it together. "Honey, I want to eat that." Zhang Yuxi pointed at the snacks on the table and said coquettishly. "Okay, honey, get it for you." Lin Feng got up again to get snacks for Zhang Yuxi. Zhang Yuxi smiled happily. Time passed day by day. The National Day holiday is coming soon. The school has issued a notice that the holiday will start tomorrow, and together with a Mid-Autumn Festival holiday, there will be a total of 10 days of holiday. "Boss, tomorrow is the holiday. Are we leaving tomorrow?" In the classroom, Chen Dongyun whispered to Lin Feng. "Well, let's book the tickets tonight and leave around noon tomorrow. Send me your ID numbers, and I'll book the tickets together," Lin Feng said. Boss, that's so embarrassing," Chen Dongyun said with a grin. "Okay, stop it. Just send it to me," Lin Feng said unhappily. "Okay," Chen Dongyun said with a smile on his face. Then several people listened to the class seriously. After class, Lin Feng called Zhang Yuxi and asked her to send the ID numbers of several girls in their dormitory, and he would book the tickets together. Anyway, he had already bought tickets for Chen Dongyun and the others, so it didn't matter if there were a few more. After finally making it to the afternoon when school was over, everyone couldn't help but smile. It's a holiday. Such a long holiday. Chen Kun and Suhi went back to the dormitory, while Chen Dongyun went home to pack his bags and prepare for tomorrow's departure. Lin Feng drove to the School of Finance, picked up Zhang Yuxi and went home together. "Wife, We can go back to Shanghai tomorrow. Are you happy? Lin Feng asked with a smile on his face while driving in the car. Happy? Zhang Yuxi's delicate little face was also full of happy smiles. Hey. Finally I can go back to Shanghai. I haven't been back for a while, and I don't know how Jiang Anmin and Li Yangwei are doing. Lin Feng said casually. Yes, I miss my deskmate a little bit. Let's go back and have dinner with him. Zhang Yuxi said with a smile. The two chatted casually while driving, and soon returned to the community. Chapter 1141 Return to the Magic City for dinner. Click. Lin Feng opened the door and walked in with Zhang Yuxi. Huh? Son, Yuxi, are you back? Zhou Qilin, who was cooking in the kitchen, heard the sound of the door opening and shouted. Hey mom, we're back. Lin Feng responded. Well, wash your hands, the food will be ready soon. Zhou Qilin stuck her head out of the kitchen and shouted. After Lin Feng put his backpack on the sofa, he and Zhang Yuxi walked into the kitchen. Mom, why are you preparing so many dishes today? Lin Feng glanced and said casually. Not much, I'm afraid you'll be hungry. Just eat more tonight. Zhou Qilin said with a smile on her face. Okay, I'm just hungry. I'll eat more later. Lin Feng said with a smile while washing his hands. Well, then, go to the study and call your dad out, the meal will be ready soon. Zhou Qilin said to Lin Feng. After washing his hands, Lin Feng went to the study to call his father, Lin Dashan, to come out for dinner. As soon as he walked to the door of the study, he heard his father's voice. Hey, Mr. Hu, how is it? Are you satisfied with the planning plan? Yes, as long as you are satisfied. Okay, I'll go back in 2 days and have dinner together. Okay, it's settled. Hey. Lin Dashan hung up the phone with a smile on his face. Dad, it's time for dinner. Lin Feng called out after seeing Lin Dashan finish the call. Well, okay, I'm going out now. Son, your planning plan is really good. Our Mingai advertising has been listed on the candidate list of excellent companies in Shanghai. Now a lot of companies are looking for us to cooperate. Lin Dashan patted Lin Feng on the shoulder and said with a smile. Hey. It's okay as long as it's useful. Lin Feng also said with a smile. Son, when you go back this time, take some time to help me train them at the company. Their level is not up to par now. Lin Dashan told him the training plan he had thought of before. Okay, I'll sort out the information and go over to talk to them later. As for how much they can learn, it depends on them. Lin Feng was stunned and said. Okay, I'll arrange it when I go back. Lin Dashan said. Then the two walked out of the study together. Huh? What are you two father and son whispering about? Zhou Qilin and Zhang Yuxi came out of the kitchen with food. Seeing Lin Feng and Lin Dashan talking while walking. So they asked. Nothing to talk about. Lin Dashan said casually. Okay, let's eat quickly. Zhou Qilin rolled her eyes at Lin Dashan and didn't ask any more questions. The family gathered around the dining table and started dinner time. The family ate and talked. Son, when are we leaving tomorrow? Have you bought a plane ticket? Zhou Qilin said. Yes, Mom, I've already booked the tickets. The ticket is for tomorrow at noon. We'll drive to the airport and park the car there, because we'll have to drive back anyway. Lin Feng swallowed a mouthful of food and looked up at his mother Zhou Qilin. Well, son, just make the arrangements. Then wait a minute, you two pack your things, I'll let you sleep a little longer tomorrow morning, and after you get up and eat something, we'll set off back to the Magic City. Zhou Qilin said. Yes. By the way, Mom, the holiday is over, will you and my dad come over? Lin Feng asked after picking up a piece of food with chopsticks. Well, your dad and I won't come over for the time being. We'll come to see your Yuxi next time when we're free. Zhou Qilin said. Is that so? Is that okay? By the way, is the new house at home decorated? Lin Feng asked. Oh, that. It was renovated before your dad and I came here. All the decoration materials used are non-toxic, so this time when we go back, we can live there directly. Everything is ready there. Zhou Qilin thought for a while and said. That's great. Lin Feng nodded. Then the family had a happy meal. After dinner, the family sat on the sofa, watching TV and chatting. At this time, Lin Feng's mobile phone suddenly rang. Quietly holding the blue and white token and keeping the promise, parting is always spent in frustration. Lin Feng picked up the phone and saw that it was Jiang Anmin calling. This guy, just talked about him today. Lin Feng smiled, picked up the phone and walked to the balcony and answered it. Hello, Brother Feng, have you eaten? He. Zhang Anmin's wretched voice came from the phone. Well, just finished eating, what's wrong? Why did you call me suddenly? Lin Feng smiled and asked. Hey. It's a holiday now, I'm drinking with Brother Yang Wei, I thought of you, Brother Feng, so I called you. Zhang Anmin said. How have you two been doing recently? Lin Feng asked. Not bad. By the way, Brother Feng, are you and Sister Yuxi coming back for this holiday? Zhang Anmin asked. Yes, the flight is tomorrow, and we'll be back for a few days. What's the matter? You want to have dinner, right? He. Lin Feng said with a smile. Come back. That's great, dinner is a must. Brother Feng, I actually miss you a lot. Hey. Zhang Anmin said with a lewd smile. Lin Feng. Old Zhang is still so wretched and dishonest. Okay, stop talking nonsense. I'll be in Shanghai tomorrow afternoon, let's have dinner together tonight. Oh, by the way, Yang Wei is with you, right? Give me the phone number, I want to tell him something. Lin Feng said. Okay, Brother Yang Wei, Brother Feng wants to talk to you. Zhang Anmin's voice came from the phone. Hey, Brother Feng, what's up? Is there anything I can do? Yang Wei took the phone and said. Well, I have a few classmates going back with me to play for a few days tomorrow. Tomorrow, please help me find a few cars for them to travel. Lin Feng said directly. Anyway, Yang Wei is good at cars, and he will definitely be able to get a few cars. You need a car? No problem, I'll take care of it. How many people? Are 3 cars enough? Yang Wei agreed without hesitation, and then thought about it and asked again. 3 cars are enough, you can have someone drive the car to the airport tomorrow afternoon. You can come and pick me up, my parents are here too. Lin Feng thought about it and said. Are your uncles and aunts here too? Okay, no problem, I'll take care of it, I'll pick you up tomorrow afternoon. Yang Wei patted his chest and agreed. Well, Brother Feng, your classmates are coming over here, are there any girls? Yang Wei suddenly said in a mean way. Chapter 1142 The Flower Has a Master. Yes. But don't think about it, they are all taken. Exactly 3 pairs. Lin Feng was a little speechless, but he still spoke directly to make it clear. Otherwise, it would be bad if a big mistake was made later. Ah. Is that so? Alice, my poor handsomeness that has nowhere to go. Yang Wei said helplessly. Lin Feng. Yang Wei often hangs out with Zhang Anmin, he won't be infected, right? Such a wretched aura is exactly the same as Zhang Anmin. Lin Feng thought speechlessly. Okay, you are about to take the college entrance examination, why don't you review seriously, why are you in such a hurry? Then I'll see how you come to Beijing. Don't be like that guy Lao Jiang, you have to review for another year. Lin Feng scolded angrily. Yang Wei. Brother Feng, I heard you. You actually said that to me. I've tried my best, okay? I'm hurt. Zhang Anmin cried into the microphone of his mobile phone. Lin Feng. Get lost. If you keep crying, I'll beat you up tomorrow. Do you think I've just met you for the first day? Your face is as thick as the walls of Beijing. You can't even be cut with a knife. You're not hurt at all. Lin Feng laughed and scolded. Oh, Brother Feng, Brother Feng still understands me, Zhang Anmin suddenly laughed. Okay, to be honest, have you been reviewing seriously recently? Don't even mention meeting in Beijing. You can't even get into Beijing. Lin Feng said with a serious face. Yes. I haven't read any novels recently. I've been reviewing seriously and going to cram school on weekends. Zhang Anmin said seriously. That's fine, keep it up. Let's come to Beijing together next year. Lin Feng said. Okay, Brother Feng, I will work hard. Zhang Anmin said confidently. After that, the few of them chatted casually for a few more words and hung up the phone. Lin Feng stood on the balcony holding the phone and shook his head and smiled. Then he turned and walked back to the living room. Son, what's wrong? Zhou Qilin looked at Lin Feng and asked. Oh, it's Zhang Anmin who called, and there is a friend you have all met. I asked him to help me get a few cars tomorrow for Chen Dongyan and the others to travel, and pick us up by the way. Lin Feng smiled and explained. Oh. Son, will this be too much trouble for others? Zhou Qilin nodded and then hesitated and said. Mom, it's okay, the relationship is very good, Don't worry, Lin Feng said. After chatting for a while, the few of them went to take a shower and pack their luggage. After all, now there is time to pack, so there is no need to be so hurried tomorrow morning. Lin Feng was sorting out some necessary luggage, while Zhang Yuxi went to take a shower first. After a while, Zhang Yuxi finished her shower and walked out of the bathroom while wiping her hair. Wife, are you done? Let me help you blow your hair first. Seeing that Zhang Yuxi's hair was wet, Lin Feng put down the things in his hands and said, yes. Zhang Yuxi nodded sweetly. Her eyes were full of happiness. Boss, here. Lin Feng held Zhang Yuxi's hand with one hand, and pushed the suitcase with his parents to the door of the terminal. Lin Feng heard Chen Dongyun's call from a distance. Lin Feng looked over in the direction of the voice, and saw that Chen Dongyun was wearing a very sexy leather jacket, a big back oily hair, and a pair of big sunglasses. Lin Feng shook his head helplessly. This guy, really, he is not afraid of the heat. After Lin Feng and others approached. Hello, uncle and aunt. Chen Dongyun and Xiaoyu and his group greeted with a smile on their faces. Okay, hello to you guys too. Xiaoyun, why are you dressed like this? It might be hot when we get to Shanghai. Zhou Qilin said with a smile on her face. Oh, auntie, it's okay, I'm wearing another layer inside, just take off my coat when the time comes, hehe. Chen Dongyun laughed. This kid. Zhou Qilin smiled and shook her head without saying anything more. Boss, when we get there, where are we staying? Chen Kun looked at Lin Feng and said. Oh, that's okay, I've already arranged it. My friend will come to pick us up later, I'll ask him to find a few cars, and you can each drive one when the time comes. Lin Feng said casually. There's actually a car, that's great. Chen Dongyun said with a sly look on his face. After chatting for a while, everyone went to prepare to board the plane. Chen Dongyun and the others kept smiling, unable to hide their excitement. Soon everyone got on the plane. Since Lin Feng booked the tickets together, the seats were connected. Two people sitting together, just right. This made Chen Dongyun so excited. Because he and Xiaoyu just happened to sit together. Along the way, Chen Dongyun kept making jokes to please Xiaoyu, but Xiaoyu kept rolling her eyes. This guy's outfit and appearance are too greasy in the eyes of girls. After playing for a while, everyone closed their eyes and rested. After all, it still takes 3 or 4 hours to get to the Magic City. At 4:30 in the afternoon, the plane arrived over the Magic City airport. Huh? Are we there? Chen Dongyun was awakened by Xiaoyu. After waking up, he said with a confused look. We're here, we're about to get off the plane. Wake up quickly, or I'll leave you on the plane, Xiaoyu glared at Chen Dongyun and said unhappily. Oh, you, don't be like this, I can't live without you. Chen Dongyun said with a mean look on his face. Xiaoyu, hiss. Can you talk normally? Chen Dongyun. Dear passengers, the plane has arrived in the Magic City. Please take your belongings with you and get off the plane safely and orderly. At this time, the broadcast on the plane sounded. Soon everyone got off the plane, and after retrieving their checked luggage, they walked towards the airport lobby. Brother Feng, here. As soon as Lin Feng and his group walked out of the airport lobby, they saw Li Yangwei waving at him. Lin Feng smiled, and everyone walked towards Li Yangwei together. Hello, uncle and aunt. Brother Feng, sister-in-law Yuxi, long time no see. Li Yangwei greeted. Lin Dashan and Zhou Qilin smiled and nodded at Li Yangwei. Brother Yangwei, let me introduce you, these are my college classmates and roommates, and those girls are your sister-in-law's roommates. Brothers, there are few beauties, this is my brother Li Yangwei. Lin Feng introduced everyone casually. Chapter 1143, Showing Off One's Abilities. Oh, Yangwei. Brother Li, this name is very unique. Chen Dongyun was stunned and said a little embarrassedly. The others also looked at Li Yangwei with strange faces. Li Yangwei. Oh, don't say it. I'm used to it. This name is the pain of my life. Li Yangwei said with a wry smile. Oh. So that's it. Chen Dongyun and the others looked as if they had suddenly realized something. Then everyone introduced themselves one by one, and it was a simple acquaintance. Brother Feng, here, the car keys. Li Yangwei handed a bunch of car keys to Lin Feng. Lin Feng took it and looked at it. They were all Porsche car keys. Li Yangwei, this guy, seems to have a special liking for Porsche. Then Lin Feng handed the car keys to Chen Donggyun and the others. Everyone rushed to the parking lot, ready to send Chen Donggyun and the others back to the hotel to put their things. The hotel was the star-rated hotel opened by Li Yangwei, which was also the one where Lin Feng held the engagement banquet. It was all arranged by Li Yangwei. We can just have dinner there tonight, it's all inclusive. After sending Chen Donggyun and the others to the hotel, Li Yangwei drove Lin Feng back to his neighborhood. It was still the old neighborhood. Because there were still many things that had not been moved to Yulongwen Villa, so I'd better stay here tonight for the time being. After all, I'm used to living here, and it feels more like home. Yang Wei, please help me entertain my classmates first. I'll go over there after I finish packing here. Call Lao Jiang later and ask him to come over. Let's have dinner together tonight. After getting off the car, Lin Feng said to Li Yangwei. Okay, then Brother Feng, I'll make arrangements. I promise to make you satisfied tonight. Li Yangwei made an okay gesture to Lin Feng and said. Then, he stepped on the accelerator and drove away. Looking at Li Yangwei's figure going away, Lin Feng turned around and went upstairs with his luggage. Climbing stairs? Of course he took the elevator. He's not stupid. He's carrying so many things and walking up the stairs. Click. Joe Killen took out a key and opened the door. Then everyone walked in. Poor Lin Feng was the last one to walk in with his suitcase. After moving the last suitcase in, Lin Feng sat down on the sofa. Finally back home. Lin Feng muttered to himself. You guys sit down first, I'll go boil a pot of water and make you a cup of tea. Joe Killen stood up and said with a smile. After resting for a while, Joe Killen tidied up the house. After all, no one had lived there for a few days. Time passed quickly, and it was around 6:30 in the afternoon that Lin Feng put everything in order. Dad, Mom, let's go to Chen Donggyun's place and have a meal together. Lin Feng walked to the living room and said to Lin Dashan and Joe Killen. Okay, let's go, those little guys must be starving. Joe Killen said with a smile. Okay, let's go. Lin Feng smiled and said. Then the family went out. Lin Dashan and Joe Killen were in one car, while Lin Feng drove his Ferrari 488 to take Zhang Yuxi, and the family set off. Boom. The engine of the Ferrari 488 roared. It has been a while since I heard such a pleasant roar. Sure enough, a sports car is a man's big toy. They soon arrived at the hotel. As soon as they got off the car, Li Yangwei was waiting at the door of the hotel. Uncle and Aunt, Brother Feng, Sister Yuxi, you are here. Everyone is here, Lao Jiang is here too, only you are missing, he. Li Yangwei greeted and said. Then the group walked into the hotel box. After greeting each other, Lin Dashan and Joe Killen sat in the main seat. Because there were only two elders present. No one dared to sit in this position except them. Brother Feng, Sister Yuxi, long time no see. Come on, I'll toast you a glass. Jiang Anman raised his glass and said to Lin Feng. Since Lin Feng and Lin Dashan had to drive later, they had to use tea instead of wine. Chen Donggyun and his group lived here, so there was no need to be so taboo. After 3 or 2 glasses of wine, everyone became familiar with each other. Everyone was talking and laughing, and the atmosphere was extremely warm. Then a group of people ate and chatted lively. After dinner, Lin Dashan and Joe Killen left first. After all, the rest were a group of young people, so give them some space and let them have fun. After Lin Dashan and Joe Killen left, a group of people boasted more unbridled and cheerfully. Brother Feng, and everyone else, why don't we go sing? Brother Feng, let's have a drink together later, and leave the car here and come back tomorrow to pick it up. Jiang Anman suggested. Sing? Okay. I haven't been to sing for a long time. Chen Donggyun's eyes lit up when he heard about singing, and he said excitedly. The others also looked excited and eager to try. Wife, do you want to go? Lin Feng turned to Zhang Yuxi and asked. Well, let's go, it's rare that so many people are here. Zhang Yuxi saw that everyone was looking at her with burning eyes, and after thinking for a while, she nodded and said. Okay, let's go. Lin Feng looked at everyone and said. Yes. Everyone shouted happily. Well, I'll show you my singing voice later. Chen Donggyun said with a confident face. Tisk fourth brother, just stop it. The boss is here, you are just showing off your skills in front of an expert. Suhi said with a look of contempt. Oh, yes, I forgot that the boss, this heavenly voice, is here. Hey. Excuse me, excuse me. Chen Dongyun looked embarrassed and smiled awkwardly. I want to listen to Brother Feng singing. I haven't heard it for a long time. Brother Feng, I want to order a song. Zhang Anmin said. You. Then let's go. Yang Wei, you arrange it and book a private room. Lin Feng thought for a moment and said. Okay, there's one nearby. I know the boss. I'll ask him to reserve a supreme private room. I guarantee that everyone will be satisfied, and you can even dance in it. Liang Wei patted his chest and agreed. Then he got up and went out to make a phone call to make arrangements. A few minutes later, Liang Wei walked back to the private room with his mobile phone. Pa. Brothers and sisters, it's already been arranged. Let's go now. It's nearby, not far. Let's just walk over, just as a way to digest the food. Liang Wei clapped his hands and said with a smile on his face. Okay. Wait a minute, play a game, and the loser will be punished to sing a song, or a designated one. Chen Dongyun said. Okay. Let's go. Everyone was smiling and excited. Chapter 1144 KTV Party. Then, a group of people set off towards the KTV in a mighty manner. Wow! This box is so big. As soon as they entered the KTV box, Li Yi and several other girls said excitedly. Brother Yang Wei, it's great. This box is great, very awesome. Everyone said one after another. After everyone sat down, the entire box still seemed extremely empty. You can really dance in it. Well, sister-in-law Yuxi, do you have any female classmates or something like that? Call a few over. You all have pairs, but brother Yang Wei and I are single. It's too difficult. Zhang Anmin said with a sad face. Ha. After hearing what he said, everyone couldn't help laughing. Yes, sister-in-law, see if there are any classmates who are back from vacation, and call a few over to play together. Anyway, this box is so big, it's a waste for a few of us to use it. Chen Dongyun and others also said. Chen Dongyun, I'm not wasting money, I think you want to pick up girls. Xiaoyu glared at him and said with a half-smile. Oh, you, I don't have that idea. You are wronging me. You are the only one in my heart. Heaven and earth can bear witness. Chen Dongyun said hurriedly. Okay, stop being so careless. Xiaoyu rolled her eyes at him and said unhappily. Ha. Everyone was amused again. Chen Dongyun and Zhang Anmin are really two funny guys. Then I'll make a phone call and ask. Zhang Yuxi thought about it and said. She just wanted to meet her deskmates. Okay. Zhang Anmin said excitedly. Boss, you sing a song first, take the lead, and liven up the atmosphere. Chen Dongyun sat at the jukebox and said to Lin Feng. Yes, handsome Lin, we want to listen to. Student Lin, I want to listen to Jo's songs. Brother Feng, I want to listen to whimpering. Everyone spoke up. Lin Feng. Old Zhang, if you keep whimpering, I can't help but spank you. Lin Feng rolled his eyes at Zhang Anmin. He really couldn't stand this whimpering monster. Oh, Brother Feng, calm down. Zhang Anmin said hurriedly. He was afraid of being beaten by the look in Lin Feng's eyes. At the strong request of everyone, Lin Feng ordered Jo's step back. The music accompaniment sounded, and everyone fell silent, staring at Lin Feng standing in front of him. Lin Feng raised the microphone and gently put it to his mouth, his emotions immersed in the lyrics in an instant. The sky is gray as if it has cried, after leaving you, I am not, more free. When Lin Feng spoke, everyone's heart was melted. It was really a heavenly sound. Lin Feng's voice echoed throughout the box. It was so wonderful to hear Lin Feng's voice at such a close distance. It was like a live concert. The yellow diary in the drawer has drained away the memories, and that smile is summer. The past of you and me is forgotten clockwise, love after lack of oxygen. Careless tears are superfluous. Lin Feng continued to sing, and everyone present closed their eyes tightly, feeling the meaning of youth and beautiful love in the lyrics. The sour beauty of first love and the regret after breaking up were vividly interpreted in Lin Feng's singing. After Lin Feng finished singing a song, he stopped singing. He handed the microphone to Chen Dongyun and the others. Lin Feng saw that everyone was a little sad and silent, and a little helpless. I knew I wouldn't sing such a sad song earlier. These guys are really something. One by one, they are still sad. Lin Feng walked to Zhang Yuxi and sat down. He saw that there were still 2 traces of tears on Zhang Yuxi's delicate little face. Little fool, Why are you crying? I was just singing. Hubby, I will always be by your side. Lin Feng said softly and tenderly. Hubby, I'm fine, it's just too touching, I can't help it. Zhang Yuxi said softly. Okay, you are really a little fool. Lin Feng pinched Zhang Yuxi's little nose and said gently. At this time, Zhang Yuxi's cell phone rang. It was Zhang Yuxi's deskmate who called, and they probably arrived. After Zhang Yuxi answered the phone, she and Lin Feng went out to pick someone up. Hi, Yuxi, Master Lin, long time no see. Zhang Yuxi's deskmate Chen Shooting and several girls greeted Zhang Yuxi and Lin Feng. Long time no see. Lin Feng said with a smile. Then several girls surrounded Zhang Yuxi and chattered. Everyone, let's go into the box and talk. There are a few college classmates of mine and Yuxi inside, let's go in and play together. Lin Feng saw that several people were standing at the door and were almost chatting, so he smiled and said. Then several people returned to the box together. At this moment in the box, Zhang Anmin and Chen Dongyun, two lively treasures, were singing the hero song loudly with ghosts and wolves crying. Chen Dongyun's singing voice. It's really awesome. Others sing for money, but he sings for his life! Exclamation mark. But there is an exception, that is Xiaoyu. She looked at Chen Dongyun with a smile on her face, crying and howling. Sure enough, the eyes of a lover are beautiful. It seems that Chen Dongyun and Xiaoyu are really in love. After everyone introduced each other again, they played games together. Maybe it was because they met old friends. Zhang Yuxi also had a lot of fun, with a constant smile on her face. Lin Feng looked at Zhang Yuxi's cute appearance and was happy too. Everyone played games and drank at the same time, drinking beer one after another. The girls may have drunk some wine and had a lot of fun. Li Yi and the others all followed the music and started dancing. Everyone present kept screaming and clapping. Lin Feng and Zhang Yuxi were sitting below, and they laughed at the happy look of the group of people. Everyone played until 1 o'clock in the morning before they were ready to disperse. After telling Li Yangwei to arrange everyone, Lin Feng called a taxi to go home. As for tomorrow, Lin Feng planned to go to Zhang Yuxi's house with Zhang Yuxi to visit Zhang Yuxi's parents, and then go back to the countryside to visit Zhang Yuxi's grandmother in the afternoon. As for Chen Dongyun and others, Lin Feng handed them over to Li Yangwei and Zhang Anmin. Let him help take them to play together in the Magic City. The day after tomorrow, Lin Feng will come back to find them, and after playing for another day, they will prepare for the trip to Formosa. Speaking of this, Lin Feng plans to call Zhou tomorrow and ask him to help arrange it. Otherwise, this group of people is so huge, and Lin Feng is not familiar with that place, it will be a bit difficult to deal with. At this point, Lin Feng's parents are already asleep. After returning home, Lin Feng and Zhang Yuxi tiptoed back to the room. After taking pajamas and taking a shower, it was already past 2 in the morning. Maybe she was too happy today and drank some wine. Zhang Yuxi was a little excited and couldn't sleep. So, Lin Feng and Zhang Yuxi lay on the bed and chatted casually. Chapter 1145 Get Married After Graduation. Hubby, time flies. It's already October, and it feels like a long time has passed since high school. In a few months, the first semester of college will be over. Zhang Yuxi said softly. Yeah, time really flies, honey, we've been engaged for several months, Lin Feng said with a smile. Yeah, honey, I'm very happy to be with you. Zhang Yuxi snuggled into Lin Feng's arms and said happily. Silly wife, me too. Wife, let's get married after we graduate from college. Lin Feng patted the back of Zhang Yuxi's hand and said softly. Yeah, okay, we'll get married after graduation. Zhang Yuxi said shyly. Yeah, we'll get married after graduation. Give birth to a bunch of babies by then, Lin Feng gently hugged Zhang Yuxi and said tenderly. Give birth to a bunch of babies, I'm not a sow. Zhang Yuxi struggled out of Lin Feng's arms and pinched the soft flesh on Lin Feng's waist. Hiss. Wife, be gentle. It hurts. You are trying to murder your husband. Lin Feng sucked in a breath of cold air and cried out in pain. Humph. Who told you to ask me to give birth to a bunch of babies? You asked for it. Zhang Yuxi snorted. Heh. Well, I just said it casually. It depends on fate. Lin Feng smiled embarrassedly. Husband, do you want a boy or a girl? Zhang Yuxi suddenly raised her little head and asked. Well, husband, it doesn't matter. As long as it's our baby, husband likes it. And who knows about this kind of thing? Boys and girls are the same. Just depend on fate. Lin Feng thought for a while and said, what era is it? It's not the ancient feudal society. In this era, giving birth to boys and girls is the same. Yeah, me too. Whether it's a boy or a girl, it's the fruit of our love. Zhang Yuxi nodded and said. The maternal love in her eyes suddenly overflowed. This little fool. Lin Feng looked at Zhang Yuxi's appearance and smiled dotingly. Wife, it's getting late, let's rest. Otherwise, if you don't get up tomorrow morning, you'll be scolded. Lin Feng said softly. Yeah, hubby, turn off the lights, and then hold me to sleep. Zhang Yuxi nodded and said coquettishly. Okay. Lin Feng responded, and then turned off the lights. The two hugged each other and fell asleep, and soon fell into dream. The next day, Lin Feng and Zhang Yuxi were woken up by the knock on the door of Lin Feng's mother Zhou Qilin as usual. In fact, it was already late today. Zhou Qilin knew that the two of them must have played late with Chen Dongying and his group of people outside yesterday. So it was 8:30 today, and she came to knock on the door and ask the two to get up and have breakfast. Dong dong dong. Son, Yuxi, get up and have breakfast. Aren't you going back to Yuxi's house later? Don't get up yet. Zhou Qilin shouted loudly outside the room. Okay, Mom, we're up now. Lin Feng responded to the door. Zhou Qilin left contentedly after getting the response. Little lazy pig, get up. Lin Feng pinched Zhang Yuxi's nose and laughed softly. No, sleep a little longer, Zhang Yuxi said coquettishly in a daze. Good boy, get up quickly, there are still many things to do today. Lin Feng gently picked up Zhang Yuxi. Zhang Yuxi's eyes were half open and half closed, and she looked dazed, and the whole person was very cute. Lin Feng picked her up and walked to the sink. Then Zhang Yuxi brushed her teeth and washed her face passively like a robot. After washing, Lin Feng carried her back to the room. Zhang Yuxi was completely awake at this time. After changing clothes, the two came to the restaurant to have breakfast. Son, Yuxi, how late did you play last night before coming back? Why do you look so listless so early in the morning? Zhou Qilin sat at the dining table and asked Lin Feng and Zhang Yuxi. Oh, it was indeed a little late last night, Lin Feng said embarrassedly. You two are so naughty, don't stay out so late in the future. Zhou Qilin rolled her eyes at the two of them and scolded them. Yes. Lin Feng nodded hurriedly and didn't dare to say anything more. If he said anything more, he would probably be scolded for the whole morning. It was almost 10 o'clock after breakfast. After Lin Feng and Zhang Yuxi sat on the sofa for a while, they prepared to leave for Zhang Yuxi's home. After all, they had already made an appointment with Zhang Yuxi's mother Zhao Lizian yesterday to go back to Zhang Yuxi's home for lunch today. How could he go back to Zhang Yuxi's home empty-handed? Lin Feng was well prepared. Before returning from Beijing, Lin Feng and Zhang Yuxi had already bought some specialties from Beijing and brought them back together. The two of them went out with their things. Lin Feng was still driving the sassy Ferrari 488 Pista Spider, and the powerful engine roared. Soon, Lin Feng and Zhang Yuxi returned to the community where Zhang Yuxi's home was. Dong dong dong. Lin Feng knocked on the door gently. Click. The door was opened. Lin Feng, Yuxi, you are back. Zhao Lizian said to the two with a smile on her face. Auntie, Mom, we are back. Lin Feng and Zhang Yuxi said in unison. Mom, I missed you so much. Zhang Yuxi threw herself into Zhao Lizian's arms. Oh, you are so old, and you are still acting like a spoiled child. Zhao Lizian patted Zhang Yuxi's back gently and said with a smile on her face. Okay, come in first. After hugging for a while, Zhao Lizian said. Then the three of them entered the house and sat down in the living room. Hey, why did Lin Feng bring something here again? Why are you so polite when you are back home? Zhao Lizian saw Lin Feng bringing something here again and scolded him. Auntie, they are just some specialties from Beijing. Lin Feng said. Huh? Silly child, you still call me auntie now? Zhao Lizian pretended to be dissatisfied and said. Oh, Mom. Lin Feng was stunned and said. Hey. Okay. That's right, we are all family. Zhao Lizian smiled with satisfaction. You two sit for a while, Mom will make lunch, and your dad will come back for lunch later. Our family hasn't eaten together for a long time. Zhao Lizian said with a smile. Mom, let me cook for noon today. Lin Feng hurriedly got up and said. Good boy, you are thoughtful. No, Mom will do it. You and Yuxi sit down and rest. Zhao Lizian said with a smile. Mom, Just let Lin Feng cook, his cooking is delicious. Zhang Yuxi pulled her mother Zhao Lizian and said, "Yes, Mom, you have always cooked for us, let me and Yuxi cook you a delicious meal today." Lin Feng stood up and said, Well, it's rare that you two little guys are so thoughtful, so today Mom will enjoy the feeling of being served." Zhao Lizian thought for a while and said with a smile, Mom, you sit here and watch TV, and leave the rest to Lin Feng and me." Zhang Yuxi also stood up and said with a grin. Then Lin Feng and Zhang Yuxi walked into the kitchen. If you're listening to this novel on a channel other than Fanfic World, it means they downloaded and uploaded it without effort. We cordially invite you to visit our channel, Mundo Fanfic Novelis. There you'll find the original version of this story and you can explore many other novels of various genres. We're waiting for you to immerse yourself in a world of incredible novels. Chapter 1146 Enjoying Lunch. Zhang Yuxi was responsible for washing the vegetables, while Lin Feng processed the ingredients. The ingredients were all fresh, and they should have been bought by Zhao Lizian this morning. After Lin Feng sorted the ingredients, he already had an idea in his mind. Let's simply make a few home-cooked dishes such as braised spare ribs and boiled pork slices. Just do it. Lin Feng thoughtfully helped Zhang Yuxi tie an apron, and then helped himself tie an apron, and then started to work. Chop, chop, chop. Chop, chop, chop. Chop, chop, chop. Lin Feng waved the kitchen knife and began to chop the meat. A rhythmic sound of chopping meat rang out, and the kitchen knife seemed to have eyes in Lin Feng's hand, constantly flying. It was dazzling. Others are playing with big knives, but Lin Feng is playing with kitchen knives. Zhang Yuxi couldn't help but laugh in her heart. At this time, Zhao Lizian was sitting on the sofa in the living room watching TV. After watching for a while, she thought about it and was still worried about Lin Feng and Zhang Yuxi cooking, so she got up and walked towards the kitchen. Chop, chop, chop. At this time, Lin Feng was still chopping vegetables and meat quickly. As soon as Zhao Lizian walked to the kitchen door, she was stunned by the scene in front of her. Is this serious? ? Zhao Lizian's face was full of shock. This is not cooking. This is clearly performing acrobatics, okay. At this time, Lin Feng accidentally found Zhao Lizian standing at the kitchen door. Huh? Mom, why are you here? Lin Feng did not stop the movement of his hands, turned his head and asked Zhao Lizian. Zhao Lizian. Oh, Lin Feng, be careful, don't look at me, pay attention to your hands. Zhao Lizian was stunned by Lin Feng's coquettish operation and hurriedly said. She was really afraid that Lin Feng would accidentally cut his hand. The quickly waving kitchen knife was really scary to watch. Mom, it's okay. Don't worry. Lin Feng smiled and said to Zhao Lizian. Oh, Lin Feng, you still have to be careful, you're making me shudder. Zhao Lizian said with a worried look on her face. Okay, Mom, I'll cut the vegetables first, Lin Feng smiled and replied. Then he turned around and started cutting the meat seriously. Because there were not many ingredients for 4 people, Lin Feng finished it quickly. Lin Feng walked to the sink and washed his hands, and then prepared to start cooking. Lin Feng, you're great at this. Have you learned it before? Zhao Lizian looked at Lin Feng and heated the oil in the pan, and she was very skilled, and said with some surprise. Lin Feng's knife skills just now shocked her. I guess I've learned it, I just figured it out by myself. Lin Feng said with a smile. Then he picked up the meat on the plate and put it in the pot. The next scene shocked Zhao Lizian's worldview again. Lin Feng lifted up the whole pot, and then with a spatula, all the side dishes flew into the pot from the chopping board as if they were lined up. Zhao Lizian covered her mouth in surprise. This is simply. You wouldn't dare to write this in a novel. It's too shocking. At this time, Zhang Yuxi had washed her hands and walked to her mother Zhao Lizian. Hey. Mom, you'll get used to it. This is how Lin Feng cooks. When I saw it for the first time, I was also shocked. Now, I'm numb. But, Mom, the dishes cooked by Lin Feng are really delicious. You'll know after you've eaten it. Zhang Yuxi said with a smile. You don't need to eat it. Just look at this operation and you know it must be delicious. Zhao Lizian muttered to herself. She was really scared by Lin Feng's operation. Just as she was thinking about it, the dishes in the pot had already smelled fragrant. This is really too fragrant. I didn't see Lin Feng put any seasoning. There are only a few commonly used soy sauces, oyster sauce, cooking wine and the like at home. This is simply amazing. Zhao Lizian looked at Lin Feng with a shocked face. Catcha. Just then, the sound of the door opening came from the door. As soon as Zhang Fuiong opened the door, a strong smell of food floated into his nose. Huh? Wife, what are you cooking today? It smells so good. Zhang Fuiong asked loudly while changing his shoes. At this time, Zhao Lizian in the kitchen also heard Zhang Fuiong's voice. So she turned around and looked at the door. Huh? Wife, why are you standing at the kitchen door? Wife, what delicious food are you cooking today? It smells so good, your cooking skills are getting better and better, wife. Zhang Fuiong said with a smile on his face. Zhao Lizian. Did you see me standing at the door? I'm not cooking today. It's your son-in-law. Zhao Lizian rolled her eyes at Zhang Fuiong and said. Oh, this. Is it the dish made by Lin Feng? Zhang Fuiong was a little surprised. Yes, Dad, this is Lin Feng's dish, you can see it for yourself. Zhang Yuxi said proudly. It was as if she had cooked it herself. But it was true. In Zhang Yuxi's opinion, Lin Feng's is hers. The better and more amazing Lin Feng is, the happier she is. Zhang Fuiong walked to the kitchen door and looked inside, and saw Lin Feng tossing the pot, with the ingredients in the pot constantly flying up, falling, flying up, and falling. Oh my! Lin Feng, this kid, is so amazing! Exclamation mark. Zhang Fuiong was a little shocked. Dad, you're back. Lin Feng accidentally looked up, saw Zhang Fuiong and greeted him. Oh, Dad, this kid is good, he called so quickly. Zhang Fuiong muttered in his heart. However, Zhang Fuiong nodded and hummed twice. Soon Lin Feng finished the dish. The family sat at the dining table. Lin Feng, not bad, it looks delicious. Zhao Lizian praised with a thumbs up. Hey, Mom, hurry up and eat it while it's hot. Lin Feng smiled and said. Then everyone picked up their chopsticks. Zhao Lizian picked up a piece of braised pork ribs and took a bite, and her eyes lit up. Delicious. It's really delicious. Those 5-star hotel chefs outside are not as delicious as yours. Zhao Lizian said. Zhang Fuiong also took a bite of the dish at this time. He couldn't help but nodded, indicating that he agreed with his wife Zhao Lizian's words. It is indeed delicious. Oh, no, it should be really delicious. The taste of this braised pork ribs is really amazing. Hey, Dad, Mom, if it's delicious, you can eat more. Lin Feng said with a smile. Then the family ate happily. After the family finished eating, Zhao Lizian licked her lips with satisfaction. After Lin Feng and Zhang Yuxi cleaned up the table, the family sat on the sofa and chatted while eating and drinking fruit. Chapter 1147 Returning to the countryside to visit Grandma. Tisk 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 tisk. Lin Feng, how did you make this dish? It tastes really good. It seems that Mom will have to learn a few tricks from you in the future. Zhao Lizian sighed. Hey, Mom, you are flattering me. I just made it casually and messed around. Lin Feng said with an embarrassed look. Ha ha. This child is too modest. Zhao Lizian said with a smile. Then the family chatted for a while. Dad, Mom, Lin Feng and I, we have to leave soon. Zhang Yuxi said. Huh? So soon, what's the matter? Zhao Lizian said in surprise. Well, I haven't seen Grandma for a long time. Lin Feng and I want to go to the countryside to see Grandma. Zhang Yuxi explained. Oh, is that so? That's fine, then you guys go quickly. Driving also takes time, you two should pay attention to safety on the road. Zhao Lizian said. Okay, Mom, we will pay attention to safety. Lin Feng said. After sitting for a while, the two got up and left. If you go to see Grandma, you have to buy some nutritional supplements such as milk. Lin Feng and Zhang Yuxi drove to the supermarket, bought a lot of nutritional supplements and set off. It was just around 1 o'clock in the afternoon, and it would probably be 4 or 5 o'clock to get to Grandma's house. After getting on the highway, Lin Feng stepped on the accelerator to the bottom, and the Ferrari 488 shot forward quickly. After driving for a while, Zhang Yuxi fell asleep in the co-pilot. There was no way, I slept too late last night, and I didn't have a rest at noon today. This little fool was sleepy a long time ago. Lin Feng reached out and took a coat from the side, covered Zhang Yuxi with one hand, and then concentrated on driving. As expected, when the two were about to arrive at Grandma's house, it was already 4:30 in the afternoon. Lin Feng gently woke Zhang Yuxi up. Zhang Yuxi opened her eyes in a daze. Hubby, Where are we? Zhang Yuxi said lazily. Hey, little lazy pig, we are almost there, about 10 minutes left. Lin Feng glanced at Zhang Yuxi, and seeing her confused look, he spoke gently. Oh, hubby, thank you for your hard work today. Zhang Yuxi nodded and smiled sweetly. It's okay, it's not hard to be with my wife. Lin Feng said softly. After driving for a few more minutes, a familiar scene came into their eyes. On the rural cement road, Lin Feng slowed down and drove slowly. The rice fields along the road have changed from the original lush green to golden yellow. The breeze blew, and a wave of golden rice waves rolled in the rice fields, and the whole picture was beautiful. Open the car window, a gust of wind came through the car window, mixed with bursts of rice fragrance, making people feel relaxed and happy. Hubby, this feeling is so comfortable. Zhang Yuxi murmured to herself. Yet, the air in the countryside is always so fresh, and the fatigue of the day seems to have been eliminated. Lin Feng said softly. The two of them drove while enjoying the scenery along the road. They felt far away from the hustle and bustle of the city and felt very comfortable. No wonder people always say that after they become rich, they will feel very free and at ease when they go back to the countryside to live in seclusion. Soon, the self-built small Western-style building of Grandma's house appeared in their sight. The gate of the yard was open. You can vaguely see Grandma and several elderly people chatting about family matters in the yard. Lin Feng stepped on the accelerator lightly and accelerated forward. A minute later, Lin Feng parked the car steadily at the gate of the yard. After opening the car door, Lin Feng and Zhang Yuxi got out of the car. Grandma Zhang Yuxi ran towards her grandma as soon as she got out of the car. Huh? It's little girl Yuxi who is back. After recognizing Zhang Yuxi, Grandma hurriedly got up to greet Zhang Yuxi. Grandma, we are back to see you. Lin Feng also walked up to the two and said. Good boy, you are thoughtful. Grandma took Lin Feng and Zhang Yuxi's hands and said with a smile. Then Zhang Yuxi's grandma introduced the two to several other grandmas. They were all neighbor grandmas next door. Lin Feng hurriedly took out several boxes of milk from the car and gave one box to each of the grandmas. After all, they were all elders, and fortunately they bought a lot of things this time. After chatting for a while, they got up and went home. After all, Lin Feng and Zhang Yuxi were back, so they gave them some space to warm up as a family. Then Lin Feng drove the car into the yard. He brought all the nutritional supplements into the living room. Then he sat in the living room with Grandma and chatted. Grandma also called several uncles and uncles of Zhang Yuxi, telling them that Zhang Yuxi and Lin Feng were back, and they would come over tonight for dinner and fun. Time passed quickly. In a blink of an eye, it was the morning of the next day. After breakfast, Lin Feng and Zhang Yuxi accompanied Grandma on the sofa in the living room, watching TV and chatting about family matters. It has been 2 days since I came back to Shanghai. If I want to go to Taiwan, I have to prepare. Lin Feng thought about it and picked up the phone, ready to call Déjà to confirm the time and arrangements. After all, there are so many people going together, so as not to be in a hurry. Wife, Grandma, you guys chat first, I'll go out and make a phone call. Lin Feng said to Grandma and Zhang Yuxi with the phone. Okay, you go. Zhang Yuxi said with a smile. So Lin Feng got up and walked towards the yard with the phone. Beep beep. The phone rang for a while and then it was connected. Oh, not bad. You actually took the initiative to call me today. Is this the sun rising from the west? Jay's recognizable voice came from the other end of the phone. Damn it. You are so weird when you say this. Lin Feng imitated and joked. Jay, why are you imitating me? Jay said unhappily. Ha ha ha. Okay, when is your concert? Raymond Lam asked. Huh? Are you coming? Jay said in surprise. I don't know. If you don't tell me, I'll hang up. Raymond Lam wanted to tease Jay. No, okay, the day after tomorrow, which is October 4th, I'll hold my first concert at the stadium in the north of the island. Raymond Lam, are you coming? I've prepared a seat for you. Jay said hurriedly. The day after tomorrow, it's not impossible for me to go, but you have to arrange it for me. Oh, by the way, I have a few friends going there with me, they are all your fans. I'm not familiar with that place, you, the host, have to make arrangements. You have to take care of everything from eating, drinking, defecating, urinating, and sleeping. I'll just be responsible for having fun. Raymond Lam thought for a while and said. Chapter 1148 People must always look forward. Oh, okay, just come over, I'll arrange everything else for you. What a joke. Tell me when you buy the plane tickets, and I'll have my assistant arrange someone to pick you up. Joe said helplessly. Okay, since you said that, I'll go with all my might. Raymond Lamb got the advantage and still acted cute. Joe. By the way, you said you'd give me a surprise. Don't play tricks on me. Joe thought for a moment and suddenly said. Surprise? What surprise? Did I say that? Raymond Lamb said, pretending not to know. Joe. Damn it, you're such a heartless guy. Joe scolded with a smile. Okay, I won't talk to you anymore, I'll text you when I book the plane tickets later. I have something else to do here, so that's it for now. Raymond Lamb said with a smile. Okay, text me when the time comes, I promise you'll be satisfied. I also have to rehearse, so that's it for now. Joe said. Then the two hung up the phone. Lin Feng smiled and put his phone back into his pocket, then turned around and walked back to the living room. Honey, have you finished your business? Zhang Yuxi looked up at Lin Feng and asked. Yes. Zhang Yuxi nodded. Grandma, then Yuxi and I are ready to leave. You must take good care of yourself. Yuxi and I will come back to see you next time we are on vacation. After chatting for a while, Lin Feng saw that it was almost 10 o'clock, so he looked at Zhang Yuxi and said. Okay, good kids, you are thoughtful. Drive slowly on the way back and pay attention to safety. Grandma took Lin Feng and Zhang Yuxi's hands and said kindly. Yes, Grandma, then we are leaving. Zhang Yuxi gently hugged her grandmother and said. Her face was full of reluctance. Boom. The engine of the Ferrari 488 roared. Grandma stood at the gate of the yard and waved to Lin Feng and Zhang Yuxi. Grandma, please get in, we are leaving. Zhang Yuxi opened the car window and waved to her grandmother. Grandma looked at the two of them lovingly, her eyes full of reluctance. Zhang Yuxi's eyes instantly turned red, and her eyes were filled with tears. Wife, don't cry, we will come back to visit Grandma next time we have time. Lin Feng said softly and gently to comfort her. Yes. Zhang Yuxi forced herself to hold back her tears and nodded. After waving goodbye again, Lin Feng stepped on the accelerator. The Ferrari 488 shot straight into the distance like a sharp arrow, and soon disappeared at the end of the country road. After the car drove a long way, Zhang Yuxi's emotions gradually calmed down. Wife, be good, it's okay. Now the transportation is so convenient, we will come back from Beijing when we have time, it will be very fast. Lin Feng said softly. Husband, I'm fine. It's just that I feel bad when I see Grandma standing in the yard looking at us. I just want to cry. Zhang Yuxi said with a crying voice. Fortunately, they hadn't gotten on the highway yet. Seeing this, Lin Feng quickly and slowly stopped the car and slowly leaned against the roadside. Little fool, it's okay, dear, don't be sad, whenever you want to come back, your husband will accompany you back. Lin Feng said with a doting and gentle face. Yes. Zhang Yuxi nodded. After Lin Feng coaxed her for a while, after coaxing Zhang Yuxi, he started the car again and set off again. Boom. 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 The Ferrari roared and shot straight into the distance like a lightning, and soon disappeared. Only bursts of roaring engines of sports cars were left in the original place. Soon Lin Feng and Zhang Yuxi got on the highway. Speeding all the way, the scenery along the way was receding at a high speed. Soothing music was playing in the car, and the two chatted, and Zhang Yuxi fell asleep again after a while. Lin Feng found that Zhang Yuxi, this little fool, would fall asleep easily every time she got in the car. With a gentle smile, Lin Feng turned down the music so that Zhang Yuxi could sleep. Time passed quickly. In a blink of an eye, the magic city appeared in Lin Feng's sight. When he returned to the magic city, it was already past 1 in the afternoon. After Lin Feng drove the car home, he woke up Zhang Yuxi and the two went upstairs. When he opened the door, he found that no one was at home. Lin Feng's mother Jacqueline probably went out to chat with someone, or went to the Yulongwen Villa district to organize the new house. Lin Feng did not call them. When he returned home, Lin Feng found that Zhang Yuxi was still sleepy, so the two of them went back to the room and planned to take a nap first. This sleep was so deep that it was not until the afternoon when Lin Feng's mother Jacqueline came back and knocked on the door that Lin Feng and Zhang Yuxi woke up. Dong dong dong. Son, Yuxi, are you back? Jacqueline's voice rang at the door of the room. Lin Feng rubbed his hazy eyes and woke up. Hearing the knock at the door, Lin Feng responded casually. Then, Lin Feng saw Zhang Yuxi woke up. She looked lazy like a kitten, so cute. Then, after they took a break, they got up and walked to the living room. Mom, Lin Feng and Zhang Yuxi said at the same time. Well, when did you two come back? Zhou Qilin looked up at the TV and asked casually. I came back at noon, it's been a while. Lin Feng looked up at the clock on the TV cabinet and said. Huh? Didn't you eat lunch? Are you hungry? Mom will cook for you. Zhou Qilin said. Mom, no need, I'll go find Chen Dongyin and the others to eat together later, you don't have to work, take a break. Lin Feng said hurriedly. That's fine, she came back with you, you left her alone for so long, it's time to go find them. Zhou Qilin thought for a while and said. Oh, by the way, son, I just went to the villa to clean it up today. The furniture and other things are all ready. The terrace is very suitable for outdoor barbecues and so on. You can take them there to play. Zhou Qilin continued. Is the villa ready? Okay, I'll take a look later. Lin Feng said with some surprise. Well, the key is in the drawer. Remember to take one with you when you go out. Actually, it's already livable there now, but your dad and I are a little reluctant to leave here. We've been dragging it on and haven't moved there yet. Zhou Qilin said with some emotion. Mom, people always have to look forward. Living conditions will only get better and better, so don't worry too much about these things. Anyway, I won't move here, just keep it for now, and come over to clean it occasionally in the future. Lin Feng comforted her. Yet, Mom knows, I'm just feeling emotional. I've lived here for half my life, and I'm a little reluctant to move away. Mom is fine, don't worry. Zhou Qilin nodded and said. After chatting for a while, Lin Feng called Chen Dongyin and asked where they were. Hey, boss, are you back? Chen Dongyin asked on the phone. Well, where are you now? Lin Feng asked. Chapter 1149. This bed is very comfortable. Oh, we are swimming in the gymnasium now. Brother Yang Wei, bring us here to play. Don't mention it. It's October now, and the weather in Shanghai is damn hot. Swimming is much more comfortable. Chen Dongyin said with a smile. Well, that's fine. Tell me when you're done swimming. I'll have dinner with you tonight. Lin Feng said. Okay, boss. I'll call you when we are done here. Now, I'll go swim another lap. It's really exciting. Chen Dongyin said excitedly. After that, the two hung up the phone. Lin Feng put down the phone in his hand and smiled helplessly. Chen Dongyin, this guy, is still so playful. Honey, what's wrong? Where are they now? Zhang Yuxi asked. Haha, they are swimming in the Shanghai gymnasium now. Let them play for a while first, and we'll go over to have dinner with them later. Lin Feng said with a smile. Oh. Zhang Yuxi nodded. Well, wife, let's go to the villa and take a look. It's been renovated, but we haven't seen it yet. Well, let's buy some ingredients for the barbecue in the evening, have an open-air barbecue in the evening, and drink some beer by the way. It should be pretty good. Lin Feng smiled and said. Well, okay, let's go and take a look first. Zhang Yuxi smiled. She also wanted to take a look. See if it was decorated according to her idea at the time. Mom, let's go and take a look first. Lin Feng said to Zhou Qilin. Yeah, let's go. Zhou Qilin smiled and nodded. Then, Lin Feng and Zhang Yuxi took the keys to the villa and set off. Since both of them had taken a nap, they were full of energy at this moment. After driving for about 20 minutes, the two arrived at the Yulongwen Villa district. The security guard at the gate saw Lin Feng driving a luxury car, gestured, and let him go directly. Anyway, the gate is only the first line of defense. There are people patrolling inside 24 hours a day, and the security of the community is great. Lin Feng drove the car to the door of his single-family villa and slowly stopped. From the outside, it looks pretty good. After Lin Feng got out of the car, he and Zhang Yuxi stood at the gate and looked at the whole villa. The outside has been redecorated, and the whole looks very low-key and luxurious. Single-family villa, independent yard. The yard is also full of flowers and plants, which looks lively and very comfortable. It looks very comfortable from the outside. Zhang Yuxi also nodded with a smile. Wife, let's go in and take a look. Lin Feng said softly. Then he took Zhang Yuxi's hand, opened the door, and the two walked in together. As soon as the door of the villa was opened, Zhang Yuxi was amazed by the scene in front of her. Wow, Zhang Yuxi exclaimed in surprise. This layout is exactly what she and Lin Feng designed before, and it is even more beautiful than she imagined. Honey, this is exactly as we imagined before. I like this living room and this kitchen so much. Honey, come on, let's go upstairs and take a look. I'm looking forward to what our bedroom will look like after the renovation. Zhang Yuxi said excitedly. After that, she pulled Lin Feng's arm and excitedly walked towards the bedroom area upstairs. Wow, honey, this terrace is just as I imagined. Wow, great. Zhang Yuxi's eyes lit up, and she excitedly pulled Lin Feng's arm and said. Lin Feng looked at Zhang Yuxi's excitement with a smile on his face, his eyes full of pampering. Then Lin Feng's peripheral vision swept across the layout of the entire bedroom. It was indeed the same as the design he had seen before. Especially the oversized double bed. Not bad. This is the key point, everything else is secondary. Lin Feng walked over and pressed the mattress with his hand. Needle not poking. Fighting on this should feel very wonderful. Lin Feng thought happily in his heart. Zhang Yuxi also came back from her excitement at this time. She saw the wicked smile on Lin Feng's mouth. Then she looked at Lin Feng trying the softness of the mattress. She understood. Bah. This bad guy. Bad guy, what are you doing? Smiling so badly. Zhang Yuxi rolled her eyes at Lin Feng and said coquettishly with a blushing face. Nothing, just trying to see if this bed is comfortable enough. Well, after my inspection, this bed should be very comfortable. But whether it is strong enough, we still have to go through practice to know. Lin Feng smiled and talked nonsense seriously. Puha. Zhang Yuxi glared at Lin Feng. Obviously he was thinking of doing something bad, but this bad guy came here and pretended to be so. Zhang Yuxi muttered in his heart. Wife, let's go to the rooftop to take a look. Mom said it's suitable for outdoor barbecue, let's go and take a look. Lin Feng quickly changed the subject. Then the two came to the rooftop. Wow, this rooftop is really comfortable. It even has a rest area. There are so many flowers and plants, I like it so much. Zhang Yuxi immediately fell in love with this rooftop as soon as she got on it. Yeah, it's really nice. Then let's have a barbecue here tonight, drink some wine, and enjoy the night breeze, it's really nice. Lin Feng said with a smile. And since Lin Feng lives in a single-family villa, he doesn't have to worry about disturbing others. It's really nice. Husband, let's go buy some ingredients. I just saw downstairs that the refrigerator in the kitchen can be used. Let's buy the ingredients for the barbecue first, and then go find you and the others. Zhang Yuxi said excitedly. Okay, everything is arranged by my wife. Lin Feng pinched Zhang Yuxi's little nose and said. Then the two went downstairs and set off for the supermarket. Buy the ingredients for the barbecue in the evening first. Soon. The two came to a large supermarket nearby. In the supermarket, Zhang Yuxi was jumping in front, while Lin Feng was pushing a shopping cart and walking behind Zhang Yuxi with a doting look on his face. The two looked like a newly married couple, shopping in the supermarket together. Lin Feng asked the staff if they could help deliver the goods to their door. After getting a positive answer, Lin Feng and Zhang Yuxi started to buy wantonly. After all, if they took the things back by themselves, Lin Feng's Ferrari sports car couldn't hold so many things at all. After buying the ingredients for the barbecue, they bought some fruits. After all, eating barbecue, you have to eat some fruits to relieve the greasiness. After the two of them went to choose a few boxes of imported beer, Lin Feng and Zhang Yuxi stopped shopping contentedly. After the supermarket staff counted the goods, Lin Feng paid the money, left his phone number and address, and asked the supermarket staff to deliver the goods to the door at around 8 o'clock, and then he and Zhang Yuxi walked out of the supermarket happily. Chapter 1150 Private Jet. As soon as the two of them walked out of the supermarket, Lin Feng's phone rang. Holding the blue and white token quietly and keeping the promise, parting is always spent in frustration. Lin Feng and Zhang Yuxi stopped and took out their phones to see that it was Liang Wei calling. Hello, Brother Feng, we just returned to the hotel, and Wang Yin and the others are taking a shower and changing clothes. Brother Feng, come over to the hotel now. As soon as the call was connected, Liang Wei spoke directly. Okay, then I'll go over now, you guys order first. Lin Feng said casually. Okay, Brother Feng, then I'll arrange dinner first and wait for you to come. Liang Wei didn't say much nonsense and spoke directly. Yeah, Lin Feng said lightly. Then he hung up the phone. Honey, Is it classmate Chen Donggyun and the others? Zhang Yuxi asked. Yes, they are back from swimming. I asked brother Yang Wei to order first. We'll go over now. Lin Feng smiled and said. Then the two walked out of the supermarket. After arriving at the parking lot and picking up the car, the two headed towards the hotel where Li Yangwei was staying. About half an hour later, Lin Feng's Ferrari 488 sports car appeared at the entrance of the hotel. After parking the car, Lin Feng held Zhang Yuxi's hand and walked into the hotel. Mr. Lin, our general manager Li has been waiting for you for a long time, please follow me. As soon as Lin Feng and Zhang Yuxi walked to the entrance of the hotel, the waiter came up respectfully. She already recognized Lin Feng. Respectfully took Lin Feng and Zhang Yuxi to the luxurious private room. Dong dong dong. Boss, Mr. Lin and Ms. Zhang are here. The waiter said respectfully to Li Yangwei. Okay, go down and arrange for someone to serve the dishes. Li Yangwei waved to the waiter and said casually. After Lin Feng and Zhang Yuxi sat down, the waiter soon served the dishes. Everyone ate and talked. Boss, it's so exciting to go swimming today. Oh, by the way, when are we going to Formosa? Chen Donggyun said casually after swallowing a mouthful of food. Huh? Brother Feng, you are going to Formosa? Li Yangwei said in surprise. Wow, Brother Feng, you are going to Formosa? Zhang Anman also said in surprise. Well, what's wrong? Lin Feng said casually. This. What are you going for? Can you take me with you, Hehe? Zhang Anman said with a sly look on his face. Oh, we're going to see a concert and have fun for a few days. Do you want to go? Lin Feng was stunned and said. Yes, I want to go too. Zhang Anman nodded frantically. Since everyone is going, how can I be left out? Li Yangwei also said seriously. It's not impossible for you to go. But, can your family agree to you going? Lin Feng thought for a while and said. Well, Brother Feng, I think we don't need to book a plane ticket. Li Yangwei said weakly. Huh? Lin Feng looked at Li Yangwei with a puzzled look. The others also looked at Li Yangwei with puzzled looks. Well, my family seems to have a private jet route to Taiwan. I just heard my dad talk about this the other day. We can just take my plane there. Li Yangwei touched his nose and said a little embarrassedly. Everyone. Private plane. Oh my god. What the hell? So the real rich are right next to us. Chen Donggyun said with a shocked look. Chen Kun and Suhi were also surprised. Although their families are not short of money, they are not rich enough to have a private jet and an exclusive route. What the hell? How rich and powerful must they be? Well, my family happens to have some small businesses over in Taiwan. Li Yangwei saw that everyone was looking at him with burning eyes, and said a little weakly. Everyone. Small business. This guy, give full marks. He is not afraid of Li Yangwei's pride at all. As soon as he opened his mouth, he knew that he was Versailles. Oh, okay, I'll leave this matter to you. Lin Feng thought about it and said directly. Lin Feng knew what was going on at Li Yangwei's home. It is estimated that the Zhou family should also have its own exclusive routes and private jets. Lin Feng's third uncle should be responsible for this matter. Lin Feng thought about it and was not too surprised. He was too lazy to ask his third uncle. Anyway, it was just a small matter. Okay, Brother Feng, I'll take care of this. Li Yangwei promised, patting his chest. Then everyone started to eat and laughed. After dinner, everyone sat down to drink tea and chat. Well, it's still early, should we go and play something later? After all, we are leaving the Magic City tomorrow. Chen Donggyun suggested. Others nodded one after another, especially Li Yi and several other girls, who looked eager to try. Oh, by the way, I almost forgot to say it. Come to my rooftop later, we'll have an open-air barbecue and some drinks. Well, I've just bought the ingredients, and they'll be delivered later. Lin Feng and Zhang Yuxi looked at each other, and Lin Feng said. Wow, open-air barbecue. That's great. The old man is still good at handling things. Chen Donggyun said excitedly. Lin Feng. What a mess of nonsense. What do you mean I'm good at handling things? Isn't it just a barbecue? Lin Feng glared at Chen Donggyun and didn't answer. Okay, let's go. When we get back at about the same time, the supermarket has delivered the things. We can start after we pack up. Lin Feng took out his mobile phone, looked at the time and said. Okay, let's go. Everyone said with a smile on their faces. Several girls were also very happy. It was really nice to have a barbecue and chat with a group of people. Everyone set off in a mighty manner. End of this chapter. Thank you very much for reaching the end. Don't forget to like. Looking for more exclusive content and immediate access? Subscribe to our Patreon. Remember, every like, subscription, or donation encourages us to continue. Thanks to everyone. See you in the next video.